to be the best that they can when they're going for gold.
Yay! Tonight
I
with Matthew Kelly, it's from Scotland. It's Jimmy.
How we doing, everybody? I had actually forgotten that Hans Zimmer did that the TV theme tune for Going for Gold, and I'm much like yourself. I'm old enough to remember that TV show.
Yes, I used to watch it.
Yeah, I remember sitting watching that with my gran when I was a wee lad, and who knew 30-ish years later that I would be chatting about the composer of Going for Gold.
Yes,
with you.
Who'd have thought that is entirely? I don't.
I mean, back then I knew I would be lucky enough to be chatting with you. You know.
Well, yeah. So over the phone. Oh, sorry, wrong number. Oh, are you Scottish? Oh, what is your name? Jimmy. Oh, that's nice. But let's get to the comments before I lose place. Movie KP, welcome.
I'm going to get
the time is right.
Get the Iron Brew product placement out of the road.
Oh, come on. That's whiskey. We know that.
Will it focus? Will it focus? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Tasty, tasty, tasty Iron Brew.
Michael Myers, KP saying hello to you.
How we doing,
you,
everybody?
Jimmy, he says. It's right. Yep. Matt's here. Josh is here. Now, didn't he do the noise for Netflix as well?
Did he?
I think so. Someone will tell me if I'm wrong, but
I didn't
the loading of the Netflix screen, but I don't think it's in his IMDb. I love this theme. Before I knew it was Hans. Yes, bless him. So we're going to go through what he's done. 255 compositions of films or TV shows.
I mean, that's a lot to get through. Maybe just to stick to the movies.
Well, yeah, we'll just skip a lot because we'd have never heard of them for a start. Love that show. Yes, everyone loved Going for Gold. One of the better, because we always beat the Dutch. So that was the main thing. Right. Hans Zimmer, my favorite composer. A lot of great films he's composed. So many of these I did not know he had done. But I've only had a quick look as well. See,
very prolific composer.
Yes, he's had so many every year. And I think, I can't come up with a tune just go
I think he must just have his. I mean, obviously, he must have a great team working with him.
Yes,
and
definitely.
I mean, he does, because there's so many really modern day film composers started out life as assistants in his studio. Like, I know that Ludwig Göransson did. I know that Junkie XL, aka Tom Holkenberg, who himself has a pretty cool YouTube channel, just talking about how he works and the compositions that he does. So he's easy to link to on YouTube.
Hi Andy, hi Mike. An uninterrupted Zimmer, as good as it gets. Yes, I did not know that was Zimmer. I was going to get a pile of VHS tapes. I took a photo the other day, but I thought, what's the point? There's too many. I'm not carrying them around. Henry Kelly is alive, is he? I don't. Is Henry Kelly alive? I believe last time we checked, he was.
Yes, he definitely is. He definitely is. And I brought visual aids as well.
Lovely. Show off. Git.
That we can go through.
I have not, because I've only got a few CDs and not impressive ones. I think
I only have 2 CDs. They're of the same movie that Hans Zimmer scored, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Now I don't want you crying because I can't play any music. So
as long as you don't play the Gladiator,
I'll sing it. I was going to get a recorder down and attempt to play the music to see if you could guess what the song was.
Yeah. That's actually a good one. I reckon I would be what is it, that show on the was it on Jules Holland? Named that. I reckon for the Hans Zimmer catalogue, I reckon I would do quite well on
that. I thought the Netflix sound was Kevin Spacey from that program he got cancelled from.
Oh, that's right, because he does the whole dum dum with his ring. He's talking about House of Cards, Netflix's first original TV show, which it didn't end well for obvious reasons. No. But up until that, it was really good.
It did have a naked Sue Storm in it at one point, didn't it? I think. Misremembering something. Yes. Mm-hmm. Hans Zimmer, favorite composer, John Williams, Thomas Newman. Yeah, there's so many great ones.
Yeah.
Did it, Brian? Did the Windows startup jangle?
Wow.
Probably.
Brian Eno, he did the 28 weeks, 28 days later, didn't he?
Ah.
Yeah, Brian Eno's definitely up there, but I think without a doubt, Hans Zimmer is top of the list.
Yeah.
I know. It's I'm very fortunate that my day job is basically things like this, but for boring corporate events. So I've got a lot of toys at my disposal, basically.
That lovely alien head behind you as well.
Yes.
It's not the
But that's not a toy.
DVD,
That's not a toy, much as people in my household would say it is. It's not. It's a collectible.
Get away. There's a big difference between toys and collectibles.
Yeah. It's too expensive to be considered a toy. It's a collectible.
Right. So we begin, because this is going to go on all night otherwise. So, composing, because apparently he can't read... what's the notes written on the paper?
Music?
What's it called? Useless. Written music notes, or whatever. There's a special word for that. Completely.
Is there? I used to be able to read. Back in high school, I used to be able to read music. I did music in school right up to I left. I haven't done it for a long time, so I couldn't. Could I still read it? I probably could do the basics. Still get the basics done. Yeah.
All right. Well, did you bring the kazoo as I ordered? So you can knock out a tune on that. It's not called music. You're all assholes. I hate you all. I'm gonna sit and sulk. Anyway, success is the best revenge. So there's a good one. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it either.
No, that's.
I always thought. I always thought Rain Man was his first credited film as a composer.
Yes. So did I. I thought, going back and looking through what I have, yes.
Yeah. I mean, well, they're all like short films or TV shows, aren't they?
Well, they're all films, because My Beautiful Laundrette was a British film released in the UK. One of Mike's favourites, about a couple of men that own a laundrette. But before we carry on, let me. I'm gonna look at this up.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong page. Like I'm not looking at your one.
You're looking at the top bit of the section that isn't.
Yeah, I'm looking at the one where he's like he's a featured musician on like this random thing. Anyway, we'll stick to your window. We'll stick to your window.
So he's completely self-taught. He learned everything through collaboration and experimenting. And he was inspired by Ennio Morricone's The Mission soundtrack, which is one of my favorites. And
that is a good one. I've got that one as well. Yeah, that's a good one.
Musical notes. There you go. He's the only composer.
Is that the phrase you were looking for? Musical notes?
No, maybe. He's the only composer to do Batman films under two different directors, and he's done Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman.
That's right.
He's done all the big ones. One of my favorite Zimmerman quotes is that he had to be a musician because he couldn't get up in the morning to do a real job. Sheet music. That's it. Music notation.
Sheet music.
Thank you. I knew there was a semi-technical term.
I mean, it's one of the words is still music, so we were happy.
Overhead camera is ace. Yeah, it's for his
Thank you very much.
Light.
There we go.
Look at the fucking show. Look at that. Well, now I've got two cameras, one on me and one on an old TV with a video player. Right. Oh, Zimmerman. So yeah, when does he pass? When he does pass one day, happy trails hands will be a good life for Tuesday.
That's a good question. If you ever got, if I ever got the chance to interview Hans Zimmer, I need to add that to the question. That would be the last question I would ask you. Which of your compositions would you want played at your funeral? I have an answer to that actually. For me,
go on then.
So hang on, let me see if I can quickly get to it. It would be the main theme from True Romance.
Hang on.
Yeah. So the main theme from True Romance, You're So Cool, that's definitely going to be on my funeral playlist.
Everyone make note of that. Is it going to be played on bagpipes though?
Well, you see, I mean, you're joking about that because you like to make fun of us Scottish folk, but of course, it does. That is a really good, one of the main themes, one of the main cues from I don't make me feel screen. One of the main cues from Dune at least in Dune Part 1,
Oh yes, it does.
it does use the bagpipes. So as much as you're taking the piss of us Scottish folk, Gareth, right back at you, because he does use bagpipes, so get out, Angie.
We have a paper Dune.
Exactly. Can I go off on a tangent and tell you a quick story?
Am I going to stop you?
Nope. So, speaking of the bagpipes, I've been lucky enough to go and see Hans Zimmer, his live show, 3 times now. And I think the third time, which was in Amsterdam a couple of years ago, Dune Part 1 had not long came out. And he'd incorporated that into his show.
Oh.
And they had not 1, not 2, but like easily 15 to 20 pipers, like in the same way that on his stage show, in the same way he would have a choir,
Right.
and kind of one of the rows on stage, he had a row of pipers on stage, and it was pretty epic. It was pretty epic.
That would be epic, and the sound would be amazing. I should imagine.
Oh, it was. I mean, we'll delve into the live show later on.
We'll go to the national pride later. Yes.
Yes.
True Romance, favorite Christian Slater movie. Yes, non-fan movie club movies this year. I like the bag. Yes, Scotty, that well-known.
He was the most human. Christ, I didn't even know he did Jason X. That's probably not something.
Way ahead of us. Very good. Is it pipers or papers? Oh, someone's taking the piss.
That's quite all right. I don't know where you're from, movie club movies, but I'll find something to take the piss out of later.
Right, where do we get to? My Beautiful Laundrette. Wild Horses. So yeah, very low budget films to start off with here. Zero Boys, which is I think is a sort of horror adventure, children adventure that goes wrong, or teens adventure. I seem to remember seeing that. Separate Vacations, I guess, is a comedy.
Zero Boys.
No, Separate Vacation. Oh, hang on. I wasn't ready for fucking that already. Awesome poster. Is that
so? This is a rare example of a soundtrack that I own purely because it's Hans Zimmer, but I have never seen this movie, Zero Boys.
I've only seen it once. I don't remember it being that great, but yes.
I could not tell you what it's about. Could not tell you who's in it. I just know that it was. I've got like this is how much of a fan I am. I have Hans Zimmer vinyl saved as an eBay alert. So whenever there's a Hans Zimmer vinyl for sale, I would. Oh no, don't get me wrong. Like that one there, the Zero Boys was like a tenner or something like that. It wasn't stupid money.
Crazy.
But I've never seen that. I gave the soundtrack a quick listen to, and even though it's one of his first, you can definitely tell. Like, not that Joe Bloggs could tell, but you can hear Hans Zimmer even in one of his his early work, like in the Zero Boys. Still never seen the movie.
It's probably hard to get by because who did the artwork on that? Does it say who did the poster?
It does. Hang on, I'll tell you.
Is it Graham Humphreys? Looks like one it is.
So it's actually, I'm just checking here. So it says it's original motion picture soundtrack by Hans Zimmer and Stanley Myers. Whoever Stanley is. This was an Arrow Films release, Arrow Records from 2017. They normally credit everyone.
Yeah, they normally can't stop themselves.
Ooh, nice wee poster as well. Forgot about that.
Spoilers.
New artwork by Graham Humphreys.
There you go. Thought it was one of his.
Graham Humphreys.
My old mate.
We'll move that to the side.
So, and that kind of says background score, accuracy, or any other kind. Well, yes. Apologies for Movie Club. You don't need to chin him now, Jimmy.
That's quite all right. I'll give him a Glasgow kiss when I see him.
Oh dear. So, Separate Vacations, comedy, Edge of Terror, horror, so varied already. The short one, and all that. Terminal Exposure looks like another sex comedy, but then we get to the highlight of his career,
Going for Gold. That's amazing. I did know that, but I'd forgotten about it. That's
yeah, someone told me in the chat. I don't know who it was. Was it you, Dr. Bottle, or was it?
What was the guy's name? The presenter.
It was Henry Kelly, wasn't it?
Henry Kelly.
I think he's still with us at 79. Yes, Blue Planet, because he did BBC stuff as well, not the normal BBC stuff on the internet, but yeah. Right, Nature of the Beast, another one I've never heard of.
Nope.
Taffin, we got the Great Taffin with Pierce Brosnan.
Never heard of that one either. Why did I think Rain Man was his first? Was that maybe his first Hollywood one?
It is. I think it's coming up in a minute. Oh, see, look, we're in 1988. He's done 3 already. Just knocking at bloody tunes. He peaked in 87, steady decline. Yeah, he didn't remix Going for Gold or release it as a single, but never mind.
Oh, yes. It would be amazing if he did that in one of his live shows for like the 5 people for the 5 people in the audience who would get it. That would be pretty cool.
Yes. So we're still in 1988. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Nation at Noon, another one I've never heard of.
Nope, don't know them.
Noon, right? Paper House, I do know that one. It's a British sort of psychological thriller. Then you got Burning Secrets, still in 1988. How do you Fruit Machine in 88? So he was he must have just had piles of stuff. Yeah, I'll just use that one. That'll do for that.
Yeah.
Like Stephen King's got all these books that have never been published, hasn't he? In this big case somewhere. They say
that's probably what a lot of the composers do, though. Like, they have a lot of like motifs.
I wonder where I can use that.
Yeah.
So then we get Ape Man, the TV series. Only did 3 episodes. I don't know. That's the Charles Dance. There we go. Rain Man. Finally.
Rain Man. There we go. Rain Man.
Oh, hang on. There you go. Now, how does that one go?
It's kind of like it's. I do remember it's and he does play it as part of his show. It's quite kind of a jaunty piano-y theme for the most of it, with a few orchestral scores thrown in for good measure. But it's a good one. It's a good one. This is an old record copy that I've got.
The original release.
Yeah, this is the original release, and it's like the paper and stuff is totally yellowed out. So this record, in terms of like vinyl quality, it's got a lot of character, shall we say? It's full of clicks and pops and whatnot. But I think I actually picked this one up in a charity shop for 50 pence. So
it's crazy.
It was 50 pence to have a hands, and it was not long after I decided to start collecting vinyl soundtracks, and I thought, well, my favorite composer is Hans Zimmer. I'll see if I can collect all of his releases.
Whoa.
Not realizing how many there have been.
Yes,
but yeah, 50p for Rain Man is not bad.
That is very good. I'll give you £1 for that. You pay for the postage. Best bit in the Rain Man soundtrack is the scene when entering the casino on the escalators.
Yep. That's called.
Is it called entering the casino on the escalators?
I think that track is called Leaving Walbrook / On the Road. I know the one you're talking about.
Nice. Oh, we're on to 89. Come Back. That's a TV movie with Anton Rogers, it looks like, from French Fields.
Ah.
Don't know that. Twister, 10 years before it was another film.
Ooh, that's interesting.
But then, of course, we get the big one, Black Rain, with an Asian influence, so we say.
God, I've not seen Black Rain in a long time.
It's
a long time.
Visually good, but it's not a good thriller as such.
It's Michael Douglas and is it Andy Garcia?
Yeah.
I've definitely seen it, but not for a long time.
It looks amazing, but
and that's was that the start of his collaboration with Ridley Scott?
Yes. That's a good point. It is, isn't it? So
just noticed as well, Rain Man's got a respectable 8.0 on IMDb. I wouldn't have guessed that high.
It was one of those, big, very big at the time, very popular. I saw that at the cinema. I didn't see Black Rain. I guess Black Rain's an 18. Rain Man was a 15.
No, Rain Man was definitely a TV, but when was that? 88. So I was only 5. So I didn't see that one in cinema. That would have been an STV Sunday afternoon showing, probably.
Yeah. I'm not sure why it's a 15. Like maybe swearing. I can't remember. There's no sexiness in there, is there? Yeah. See, Black Rain looks like it's going to be amazing, but it's just okay, which is very sad for considering everything's involved. Twister is like a medieval alien. Yeah, Black Rain is fun, but it's nothing incredible yet because you get Michael Douglas with full mullet, shades, riding a motorcycle, and being a badass.
Yeah, that seems to be like a Michael
doesn't
Caine
it?
just wanting to look cool vehicle.
Right, where we go? What? So 89, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 Diamond Skulls. Don't know that one.
No, neither that one either.
Low. Driving Miss Daisy, though. The
Yeah.
film of the year. Another one that was a big film that no one talks of now because probably isn't that good. Oh, that's 7.3.
I mean, it's good for the memes. There's lots of Driving Miss Daisy memes.
Yes, there is. There's a parody in what is it? Damn, I can't remember. Driving Over Miss Daisy, but and then there's also some adult material. I think that's a play on the title. Not that I would know about that. Such things.
Speaking of adult material, someone's just commented. There is a sex scene in Rain Man, but it's mainly audio.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I think.
Thanks very much, Ian, for confirming that.
Yes, Mullet Douglas doesn't wear a nice.
I mean, he's always been Mullet Douglas, hasn't he? When has he not really been? Just various lengths of mullet.
But Greg Allman's "I'll Be Holding On" music video. That I don't know.
No.
Another short.
Another
Chicago Joe and the Showgirl, but he only gets credit only as composer. Does that mean he didn't actually do anything? Can they just? Yeah.
Chicago Joe and the Showgirl.
Rings a bell, but
That's I just looked at it here. It's a Kiefer Sutherland movie.
aha! Ah, yeah, I can see him. I thought it was the Stephen Dorff, but yeah, it's.
It does look like Stephen Dorff, but it's Kiefer.
Now this is what I didn't know: Bird on a Wire, the Mel Gibson action thriller.
Yeah. With Goldie Hawn.
Yeah,
That's a decent bit of 80s,
yeah.
action romance comedy. Wait, was that Richard Donner?
No,
No, it wasn't. I've just checked here. It was John Badham. John
that's
Badham.
it. I knew it was one of the thrillers.
Badham.
That's him. Yes, his middle name is Florian Zimmer. So that's short.
As Hans Florian Zimmer. Yeah, Hans Zimmer sounds cooler.
Because what's the translation for Zimmer? I think is it house or something? It's something very.
I thought it was a four-legged walking stick.
Oh, room. Last name means room in German.
Yeah. There we go. What does Hans mean?
It's just a name, I think. Right. Anyway, get up. Fools of Fortune. Don't know that one.
Don't know that one.
But then we get to the Days of Thunder with Tony Scott this time.
Hang on.
Oh, he's gonna fucking show off.
Oh no! I did have that. Hang on. Let me flip through it. I thought I alphabetized them all. Yeah, there we go. Days of Thunder. This is actually so new. I haven't even see. I mean, he leaves and he doesn't even make me full screen. Gareth. Okay, yeah. Wait, is that the same? Is yours? Is it the same one?
No, mine's the old one. I don't think it's got any. I don't know if it's got any of his on it. Pretty songs: Elton John, Guns N' Roses, Cher, Chicago, Tina Turner, John. Yeah, I don't think Zimmer's on this one.
No, this is the one that Enjoy the Ride Records just brought out last year. This is just the score.
Yeah, I thought there was two separate soundtracks.
I think I only got it in December. I think they did. They brought out this and a reissue of Top Gun, like a double LP with the extended cues and whatnot. So I've not even opened this one yet. But yeah, Days of Thunder. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this movie the other day. I need to give it a watch before I go and see the new F1 movie with Brad Pitt.
Oh
just,
yes, F1, which Zimmer does as well.
Yeah, but that's his. I might give that a spin tomorrow actually because it's so fresh. It's not even open.
Whereas mine is from 1990, whatever, that won't even show up on camera.
No, it's totally. Yeah.
It's a good soundtrack for songs.
It is.
Great.
It is. It's a mediocre movie, but it's got a cracking score.
The making of it is more interesting than the actual movie.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a mediocre movie, decent score, but it's not like no one points to Days of Thunder as like top tier Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
Or top tier Tom Cruise or top tier Tony Scott. Yeah, it's not a top tier from any of the people involved.
No, it's just it's not it's not even Top Gun on.
No.
What is
It's not even the best movie with top in the title that they've done.
But will Zimmer do the sequel? We'll see. Right. So Spies.
Wait, are they doing a sequel to that? Have they announced that?
Rumors.
There's been rumors for like 20 years.
Yeah, but then went Maverick.
Until Tom Cruise is doing a stupid stunt on Instagram to let everyone know, I don't believe it.
Oh, there you go. Geronimo loves Top is Top Gear.
Fair enough.
He said Top Gear. What the? I can't read.
Different strokes for different
Top
folks.
Gun with Cars. That's it. Show me heaven is so class. Yeah, I got the single of that. I don't know if there might be a Zimmer. Sometimes they put an instrumental on the back of the singles. I actually do prefer Days of Thunder to Top Gun though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Top Gun these days.
Interesting. Why is that, do you think?
I don't know. I was never a fan in the first place when it came out. I never saw it in the cinema. But then I probably saw it on video a few times.
Right. That's interesting. I'm not saying Days of Thunder is terrible. It's a decent movie, but I reckon the vast majority would put Top Gun over.
Well, I think they would, but I find Days of Thunder unintentionally funny.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think that's a compliment to the movie, though.
No, but yeah, the making of it when was it the producer thought he was going to be the star of it, and
yeah,
but he gets 1 2-second scene where he's one of the drivers.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I remember that story. Yeah.
There we go. Pacific Heights. We got Thriller. That's a good one. I don't know why Spies has jumped years, but there you go. So you get Pacific Heights, good thriller. I can't remember.
Hang on, Pacific Heights. Is that the Madeline Stowe one, or am I?
No, that's Matthew Modine, Melanie Griffiths, and Psycho Tenant Michael Keaton.
Oh, that's right. I always get that one, and the Madeline Stowe one. That's like a similar movie. Always get them mixed up.
Blink.
Maybe.
That might be on this list in a minute. Who knows? Right. And then Green Card, romantic comedies he's doing now.
I didn't actually know he did Green Card. That's a surprise to me.
Yeah, I only had a quick look at this earlier.
Yeah, I mean that's a movie I've seen more than once, but I wouldn't have, like, if I was to mentally do a list of Hans Zimmer, that would not have made it at all.
Yeah, and then of course Thelma and Louise, bit of a what is it? Western twang to that one.
Yeah, that's actually. Thelma and Louise and the one you're about to show above it, those are two that I need to add to the top of the list to try and pick up. Especially Backdraft. The Backdraft score is it seems I was going to say it's such a quality 80s score, but it's actually 1991.
It's near enough. But yeah, that was the film. I had the CD to that one. That was the first time I knew Hans Zimmer was on my radar. But that you go, we go.
Yeah.
Blowing up and everything. It's perfect synchronization of music and visual.
He does that. At least the first 2 times I saw his show, he one of the Backdraft cues was on the set list.
I just gutted. I never got to go to the Backdraft at the theme park. I don't know how that works.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Universal Studios had a Backdraft section. Yeah, how would they do that? I don't know how exactly. Because the video just showed like fire everyone over going.
It's like, it's
fire.
How do you have a fire-based theme park ride? That's interesting.
It'll be just lights and mirrors. Regarding Henry, don't know that one. I've never seen that one.
That's the Harrison Ford one.
Yes, where he's a big shot lion that gets brain damage and
he gets like amnesia, brain damage or something. It's kind of like
learn how to do everything again.
Yeah, it's like a non-comedy version of Overboard, kind of.
Yeah, and his wife and family have to take care of him. So
yeah.
But yes, there is a Backdraft too, and it's fucking awful.
There's a Backdraft too?
Yeah, it came out. Must be about 10 years ago now. It's nothing like this. The fire marshal guy that has a gun and everything. There's shootouts and stuff, and it's ridiculous.
Is it? I take it none of the original cast, or does William Watt?
He's none of the cast. The character is the son of Kurt Russell in the film.
Oh, okay, right.
He's all grown up and he's a firefighter, and Things are happening.
I've just seen Backdraft 2, Backdraft Harder. See, if they called it that, I would have maybe known it existed.
That would have cemented it.
Yeah. If
Nah,
I saw
K2
Backdraft 2, Backdraft Harder, like randomly on Netflix, I would be watching that.
See, it's a missed opportunity. I don't know if there's a copyright issue with Die Hard 2.
Yeah. Backdraft with a Vengeance.
That might be the third one.
Yeah.
But K2, but only the European version. I'm gonna have to.
Ooh,
I
that's
don't think I've seen
interesting.
K2.
Oh, who did the US version then?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to
You look it up.
I'm going to Google it.
You go. I'll say hello to people. Backdraft is definitely better. There you go. Only the Brave might be the best firefighter movie. Oh, Joseph Kosinski, is that the Maverick guy? Oh, Donald Sutherland is back, and yes, he was very old. Donald Sutherland's back as the burner guy.
Okay, so apparently, somehow Zimmer's music did get used in the European version of the film, while the US version consisted of a soundtrack by Chaz Jankel.
Crazy. That's weird. Then I can understand they kick off a composer for the whole thing, but not for different countries.
Yeah, Chaz Jankel is not a name that I'm aware of.
No.
There we go.
Excellent.
Chaz Jankel.
Then we get Where Sleeping Dogs Lie, which I guess is I've never heard of, but is that Sharon Stone?
I think so. I think I've seen that one.
It doesn't ring a bell for me.
Yes,
I was all up on the 90s thrillers back in the day.
Sharon Stone and what's his name?
Dermot Mulroy or Mulroy Dermot or whatever.
No, he went off the rails. He's in Strange Days. He's in Saving Private Ryan. He's in True Romance.
Oh, yeah.
He's Tom Sizemore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone's shouting at us now.
Everyone's shouting. There'll be 50 comments saying Tom Sizemore. Or 0, you know.
Peebo Bryson's Lost in the Night. Another one doesn't ring a bell. That's a music video. Radio Flyer. Big flop back in the day. I think that was, even though it's got 6.9 now, no one went to see it. I'm trying to think. It's based on a book, I think, about kids and I think Tom Hanks narrates it. But yes,
I don't think
The Power of One, the South African boxing film about apartheids.
I know The Power of One. That's a pretty decent movie.
I only found out this last week. It's based on a book that I saw in the chat shop. Tom Sizemore, see already.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, Ridley Scott's Legend had a Jerry Goldsmith most of the world, but Tangerine, and at least in the US. That's what I didn't realize. I know they changed composer, but I thought they just did it. All over.
The Region 1 DVD of Legend. I'm sure you had the option to choose which version to watch or listen to, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, A League of Their Own, another one I didn't know.
I did know he was in that, but only because it was all. I'm sure it was part of the set list for one of his shows.
Okay. I guess it's a bit of
I think he does. Obviously, he's got his big hits that he does, but he does a medley of 6, tracks, 6 cues from lesser known movies, and that was one of them.
Nice.
Then not lesser known, just lesser famous.
Yeah, yes.
Toys. Bloody love Toys. I had
It's a very weird film, but I can see why people do well.
It's a VHS that I had as a kid that got worn out. Literally got. It's one of those ones where as soon as you hear that noise, you're like, no, and you jump towards the VHS, the VCR machine to try and save it. Yes. But as you pull it out, it's just crumbled up.
It's not gonna.
It's destroyed. It's destroyed. Yeah.
Yes, I saw that in the cinema. I thought, I always liked it, but it was weird as hell. And then we get the Point of No Return, which is a remake of La Femme Nikita, which is called The Assassin in the UK.
Assassin over here, yeah. It always fascinates me when they change titles like that, but for no discernible reason.
Well, yes, I couldn't think of one. It's not Point of No Return is nothing we could work out.
She's an assassin. As stupid as it was to call the Avengers Assemble in the UK, at least you can understand the thought process, even though they were wrong. But because obviously the 60s Avengers. But
Yes.
when they change a movie like this from Point of No Return to The Assassin without a reason,
usually it's because there is a film of the same name, but no one knows about it in this like the Avengers in the UK, but the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had a film in the 50s or something that was called The Assassin, and they couldn't get the rights to it or something stupid.
No.
But Younger and Younger, never heard
of that one either. Younger and Younger. Who's
Calendar Girl with who is that? What's
Donald Sutherland and a young Brendan Fraser and Younger and Younger.
Yeah. I thought it was Mike Lee, the director, but yeah, I can see it's Donald Sutherland now.
There we go.
But Calendar Girl with what's his face from 90120.
Don't act like you don't know it's 90210, and don't act like you don't know the guy's name. Come on, you can say it. You can see it.
I can't.
You know it's Jason Priestley. Don't pretend. You had posters just like everyone else.
Ian knows straight away from that tiny picture. Yes, why change Leon to the professional? Hi, exactly.
Yeah.
There's your True Romance.
Oh, we need to pause and talk about this for a while.
Hang on then. Get off
this.
We did a watch party, and we talked about it for non-stop.
We did actually, yeah. We did a watch party for True Romance. That's before I knew who Hans Zimmer was. I was a fan of his music purely because of this movie and the main kind of the kind of Caribbean style, tubular drum type things. Timpani drum. Anyway, whatever the instrument is, like that main cue from True Romance, I fell in love with both that movie, but also that score to the point where I've got and briefly showed the Miller on, but
fuck it.
Why the hell not?
I'll just say hello to Jim. Hi, Jim. Yes, Hans Zimmer is incredible. Wow.
So not one, not two, but three copies of the score. So this is like the original one that was released, which is mainly the songs, mainly the soundtrack, but a couple of Hans Zimmer scores, and then the same one, but fancy color and limited edition, so they can charge you more money. And then this one is just the full score. So this one is just Hans Zimmer tracks. This one is awesome. This one is brilliant. But I'll go back. I think we probably talked about this on the watch along for True Romance, which I'm sure Gareth will link to below if anyone wants to watch that in the description after the fact.
That sounds like a lot of effort for me.
But so like a young 18, 19, maybe 20-year-old me who's at film school, studying to be a filmmaker, had my fake production, not fake, but had my made up production company, and this is before I really understand. Oh no, this would have been before uni. This would have been when I was probably 15, 16. So before I understood what music copyright was.
Those fiends.
Yeah, so you know how movie studios have their little logo intro with a tiny bit of music. My company logo with the tiny bit of music was the main theme from True Romance. So
for
the
4
first
minutes, 36 seconds
for the first year of my professional career, whenever I would make videos for do wedding videos for friends and family members and do corporate videos for a local dentist and random things like that. the wee 5-second sting for my production company was literally using the theme from True Romance. That's how good it is. And I never got sued, so I like to think that that's approved by Hans Zimmer.
5 seconds, yeah, because all the stuff I tried earlier was blocked. So good luck with it.
Yeah, but so before I even, we'll get to the movie when we get to that movie. But before I even knew who Hans Zimmer was, I was a fan of his work purely from True Romance.
Nice. Yeah.
And it's only got a 7.9 on IMDb.
No! You better put a review in quick. The other one was
I'm just looking at I'm looking at my screen, and I've already given it looking at my screen. I've given it a 9 on IMDb. And I stand by that review. God damn it, that is a quality movie. 9 out of 10.
But yes, Cool Runnings, the same year as True Romance and all the others.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Ooh, I wonder.
that's got a 7.
I wonder if that had any bearing. He's not talked about this on any of the behind the scenes, but like when you think of the instruments and the geographical influence of the sound of True Romance,
All right.
It's got a bit of a Caribbean vibe to it. And True Romance, Jamaica.
Yeah. So I thought,
That's
I'll
interesting.
expand it on Cool Runnings.
Yeah. I think he talked about like on the Blu-ray or the 4K or on one of the featurettes for True Romance, he does talk about the inspiration for where that sound came from, and he just thought he wanted it to be a complete contrast to like the cold, bleak Detroit visual.
Right.
He wanted it to be the complete opposite of that. So the Caribbean type tune came in. But now I see it's right next to Cool Runnings. I'm thinking he maybe just thought, do you know what? Yeah, let's do both. Yes, Josh, 9 is the correct score. Maybe even higher, maybe even a 9.5. I don't usually give movies 10 out of 10 because you need somewhere to go should something amazing
what could be better
come
than
into
that,
the world. But 9 out of True Romance is absolutely a 9 out of 10.
Right.
You just laugh and agree, Gareth, then move on.
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
do. Now, The House of the Spirits, I've actually seen this one because I was big into Winona Ryder, but not enough into her that I wanted. But it's one of her films.
I don't think I've seen that one.
No, I don't know how I saw it in the cinema. It's a very, I think it's got Antonio Banderas and a few others.
I'm just looking at the poster here. Glenn Close, Winona Ryder, Jeremy Irons, Antonio Banderas, and Meryl Streep. That's a stacked cast.
I think it's based on a book.
Yeah.
But I know it's got 6.9, so it's must be well regarded. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about it in about 30 years. Space Rangers, the TV series, though, that sounds fun.
I don't know why, but the comments have caught my eye, and Real Fifth Beatle. For some reason, everyone's plugging sugar babes.
Yeah, leave them be. They're just they're ranking the sugar babes and comparing them to All Saints.
That's a tough one. All Saints versus Sugar Babes.
Well, I don't know if there was a All Saints had a film, didn't they? So I wonder if Zimmer did that one.
Maybe.
I'll do anything with Nick Nolte, isn't it?
I don't know if I've seen that one either.
No, I think this.
Oh no, I have. Yes, Nick Nolte. That's I've seen that one. That's what these it's the daughter the custody thing, something like that.
That's it.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
Danny DeVito, army comedy Renaissance man. Where are we?
I always get that one and the slapstick comedy with Marlon Wayans mixed up.
Yes, was it not?
Because the poster's pretty much the same.
Major Pain.
Major Pain. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same poster, just the other way around. Yeah. Oh, hang on. You answer that one.
I'm Your Son is the best track from True Romance, better than You're So Cool. So that's a lot of people get them. A lot of people sometimes think that's the same track, just like a different version of it. I would still. I mean, the whole score is brilliant, and I think like not everyone, but like the main theme, people will know that more so than like different cues from the movie. They're both great, but I would still go with the popular vote and go with You're So Cool.
Larry Taylor. Yes, we'll get to Crimson Tide in a minute. Another one I didn't realize he did. The Lion King. Even I didn't know he did that, because I'm not the biggest Disney fan.
Speaking of, let's go here.
Fuck's sake.
Language, mate. This is your channel, so you swear if you want. I'm keeping it clean out of respect for you, but I can say.
There you go.
I can drop an F-bomb here and there. Not one, but 2 copies of this. This one I got ages ago. This is just a picture disc one. Double-sided.
Only? What's that, like £300?
Oh, no. This one would only been like maybe 10 or 15 quid. This one, they just brought out last year, the 30th anniversary. And this one has, it won't show up on... It won't show up on camera, but this is one of those Zoetrope vinyls. So, like, when it spins... Like it's like a little flip book.
Oh,
It's
let's
very cool.
go.
It's very cool. In fact, I did a video not on this record, but it was I think it was either a Linkin Park record. I'll go back to me. It's either a Linkin Park record or Nightmare Before Christmas. That's that are zoetropes, which
Nice.
if you film it in the right way, it looks literally like a flip book. It's very cool. It's very cool. But the so the Lion King one, again, before I knew really what a film composer was or who Hans Zimmer was, that's another one that stuck with me. Obviously, the Lion King has got loads of catchy songs in it, but
Yes.
the track towards the end, which is called "This Land,"
Oh, yes.
when Simba is like triumphantly walking up to the steps in the cliff face of Pride Rock, that's like when you watch the movie, that hits you in the feels as well. But that's another example when you watch the live show and he's doing that. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. And another thing that's phenomenal about the live show for the Lion King specifically,
Yeah.
at least the 2 or 3 times that I saw him, he has the actual vocal artist, the actual guy who, in the original composer in the 90s, in the original composition in the 90s, the guy who belts out, the actual guy who sings that.
Nice.
He's there. He's part of the crew, part of the cast. No, he's part of the singing crew on his tour, and I literally think he just comes out for that one song. But when he comes out on stage and he belts that out to start off that song, it's honestly like it's like a wind machine hitting you. And there's 10, 15, 20,000 people in the audience who are just like, and just goosebumps. It's honestly like such an experience. It's such an experience. And I saw the Lion King musical, I think twice. Once in London years ago and once in Edinburgh.
I
think,
saw
not that
it once
long
in
ago.
London years ago.
And it's still a good show, and the guys that do that do a good job. But it's almost indescribable the effect and the feeling and the atmosphere and the emotion that it has when it's the original guy who does it. And that's the opening 10 seconds of the song, and then then the music starts, and then Hans comes in with his things. So there's two tracks from Hans, at least in his show, that will literally bring me to tears when I'm watching at the concert. And This Land from The Lion King is one of them.
There you go.
Anyway, moving on.
I think I had the soundtrack on cassette back in the day, but
yep, I had the Lion King soundtrack on cassette. Yeah, it was one of the first 2 soundtracks that I ever had as a 9 or a 10-year-old.
I got a 15-year head start on you. Right, drop zone. This was a surprise.
Lion King's at an 8.5. I would bump that up to 9.
You better get your review on it then. Yeah.
I'll do that. Hang on. You talk, I'll do my review.
I know you'll just do an essay. I haven't got time for that. But yes, Wesley Snipes action thriller Drop Zone came out.
Oh, poor Drop Zone's only got a 5.6.
Same year as what? Terminal Velocity, similar thing.
Yeah, so you Drop Zone with Snipes and Terminal Velocity with Charlie Sheen. Yeah.
Yeah.
5.6 is probably right.
It's probably right. It's all right thriller.
Yeah.
It probably goes up comparing it to Disney thrillers because they actually were skydiving for real. But
yeah.
Then we get to Crimson Tide the year later. Or very.
So this is him reteaming with Tony Scott, isn't it?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. That's a good score, but there's a lot of composers, I don't want to say are guilty of this, but you could say this about a lot of composers, like certain movie scores sound like other movie scores they've done.
Yes.
But the Crimson Tide one, there's certain cues, certain tracks from that are very similar to Gladiator.
Well, I was going to say yes, Gladiator, and then Gladiator sort of. There's bits of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, sequels. I was going to say the 3: Gladiator, Crimson Tide, and Pirates.
Yes.
Like you could smoosh them together and come out with something that sounds pretty similar to each other.
Yes, yeah. I've been trying to work out a way to do it where you can go from one song to the next, and then make it one song complete, but it's all 3 films.
Yeah.
patches of them. You can't see the join. But Beyond Rangoon, the name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, is that the one with the guy who played Bruce Lee in Dragon?
It might be.
No, that's got a funny name. It's got like an indigenous name. Rapa Nui. That's called.
Okay.
This is
Who's
is
that? Who's that?
this is
Pretty
something
face?
different. This is this is the Patricia Arquette, John Boorman directed movie.
John Boorman. I thought it was
Yeah.
similar to
Yeah.
the one he did.
I didn't know
in
that
80s.
off the top of my head. I'm looking at it on screen here.
Yes, they're going to see people are shouting at you already.
Where it's like she's she ends up in jail, like in is it Thailand or Burma or something like that.
That sounds like what I remember.
Something like that. Something like that.
Trailer I saw, but then we get to Hugh Grant comedy. Look at those white teeth. 9 months.
Yeah, let's just get past that. That's special.
Okay, so yeah, something to talk about. I don't know that one. I did.
Now that's interesting. I mean, look at those 2 posters. Look at the poster for 9 months and the poster for something to talk about. That's yeah. That's the same. That's the same marketing designer. Just let's get the guy and the girl hugging but from behind and cheek to cheek.
Yeah. Did 9 months come out before the Wicked stage show? Because I'm gonna make Hugh Grant green and it's exactly the same pose, except he's not wearing a wizard's hat.
I don't actually know. Don't get me started on Wicked though. There's our household is divided.
Oh, yes. Oh shit!
I just saw it for the first time a couple of days ago with my partner. Our girls had seen it previously and they loved it. And my partner and I saw it a couple of days ago eventually and didn't dig it. So yeah,
it's 3 hours as well, which doesn't help.
It's a divided household thanks to Wicked.
Part 1. Oh dear.
Exactly.
Deaths. Never heard of that one.
No. Hang on, let me look at that one.
Look it up.
Directed by Nicholas Roeg, starring Sonia Braga, Patrick Malahide, and Jon Karamitru. Yeah,
Good
people
one.
we don't know.
Next one.
Next.
Muppet Treasure Island. This was
Treasure Island.
I did not know this until I looked at this. But yes, we got Cabin Fever. But yes,
Treasure Island. Film. I've not seen that. I don't think I've seen that this millennium.
No, dear.
I think I saw that when it came out, and I don't think I've ever rewatched it.
It's not bad. It's got Tim Curry in it.
Yeah, I've never the Muppets. Muppet movies have just never been something I've been that keen on. Like, to me, they're a TV entity. I know.
I saw Muppet movie in the cinema and Muppet. What was it? Fuck. Not Take Manhattan. The other one, Caper. Great Muppet Caper. Christmas one. The Muppet Treasure Island. I saw. But anyway, The Whole Wide World. A whole wide world. No, not that. But who is that? I was going to say it's Bridget Jones, but surely she's too young.
No, it is. It's Renée Zellweger.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. And what's his face? Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, no, never heard of it.
Both very young, I would imagine, in that.
Yeah.
Like 20 years old, if that.
Broken Arrow, of course. Back to, who did that one?
John Woo.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. That's a brilliant. I've got a big soft spot for Broken Arrow. Yeah. And that gets reused in Scream 2.
Yeah.
Like that motif becomes because it's literally on the Scream soundtrack. It's literally known as Dewey's theme. Like the weird and the annoying thing, and not annoying, but like most people, if they recognize that, they probably recognize it as Dewey's theme from the Scream franchise.
Yes.
But no, it was originally in Broken Arrow.
Yes, because I think they used it as like a temp track, and then they liked it so much they bought the rights.
Temp love, I believe they call that in the biz.
Oh,
yeah.
Then we get The Rock.
Oh.
Another big bombastic score.
How is The Rock only 7.4 on IMDb?
Didn't we do that one as well?
That's at least an 8. Oh yeah, we did a watch party of The Rock. I've low-key been doing Hans Zimmer watch parties with you. Yeah, that's
total coincidence.
that's a quality action score. But again, there is some you can hear some similarities to
whenever he does a military one.
Yeah, to Pirates and to
or
Crimson Tide.
Army
There's
one.
definitely similarities. I'm just
8.2
wondering as
from
well.
Josh.
I don't think
No.
that. I mean, I'm sure we'll find out as we go through the thingy. But I don't think Hans Zimmer worked again with Michael Bay.
I think he
I
did.
wonder- Oh no, he did. I'm talking rubbish. He did. He did literally on the next movie on Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. But he did The Fan with De Niro and Snipes again.
Yeah.
Which I think is that a Tony Scott film?
Is that not Ridley Scott?
Is it one? It's one of the Scotts, isn't it?
No, it's Tony Scott. You're right. It's Tony Scott. Yeah.
Fuck yes. In your face, Scotsman.
I mean, I need to throw you a bone every now and then.
It's Bone Man. What does that mean? Right. Treasure Island Muppets video game. The Preacher's Wife. I don't know. How do they choose composers? Because
but like, just look at those. So Broken Arrow, The Rock, The Fan, Muppets Treasure Island, and The Preacher's Wife. That's some genre hopping work going on.
Oh yeah, see, we're getting technical information.
Technically, The Rock is a Nick Glennie Smith score with additional music from Gregson Williams. Do you know? I didn't know about Nick Glennie, but I knew about Harry Gregson Williams working on it. That's interesting. Oh yeah, because when you look at the actual credit, it's music composed by.
Yes.
As opposed to overall bossman composer.
Yes, we missed that.
Yeah,
we missed that. Right, Smiller's Feeling for Snow. Who is that? I can't see.
Christ, I've never heard of that one. Smiller's. So that's Julia Ormond.
Aha.
Directed by Billy August. Nah, never heard of that. I think that may be a foreign film.
Yeah.
It's set in Copenhagen, so that may be a foreign language film.
He doesn't need to pay the rent. Well, if you're doing 5-6 films a year, surely you're making some money. Unless he's got a very expensive habit of those very expensive Russian eggs. Sean's here.
Is that a Simpsons reference?
That is a Simpsons. Fabergé.
Nice. I'm with you.
The Peacemaker. The first, what was it? Spielberg company. What was it called?
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yes. It's a bloody
DreamWorks. DreamWorks big budget action opener.
Yes.
That was a damp squid when it came out.
It didn't do well, but it's a good film.
It did not.
6.0 now. Which means not.
Yeah. It's funny, it's not the movie that made George Clooney, but it's the movie that they thought would make George Clooney.
Yes.
Like, no one thought From Dusk Till Dawn would be his breakout movie, but there you go.
But he is pretty cool in that one.
More than cool. All right. I fucking love that movie.
As good as it gets.
Sorry, I swore on your channel. But you've
Fuck's
been
sake.
I know. Terrible. Hopefully none of my kids I sent the kids to bed. No, they're not watching.
Let's see. Yes, as good as it gets. Music by, so we've got another one there that might not be a full score.
Yeah, I didn't think. In fact, I'm sure I had that soundtrack on CD, and it's somebody else that's credited as the main composer. I think.
There you go.
And
then we got The Last Days, which I don't know.
I don't think I know that one either.
It's probably another European film.
Steven Spielberg and the USC Showa Foundation presents The Last Days.
That's what I knew it was.
Oh, it's a documentary. Right, there you go.
Yes, I don't know why I guess you would have a composer on a documentary. But Prince of Egypt composed a score. Not one I've seen either.
No. Oh no, wait, Prince of Egypt, the animated movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I'm sure I saw that in the cinema. Oh yeah, because was that not DreamWorks' big one of their first animated movies as well?
Yes, that would have been their big one. Because Road to El Dorado was the other one, I think, or was that before?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Aye, it's all right. You know, it's considering in the 90s, you're competing with peak Disney with like, Lion King, Mermaid, and then
Yes.
by that time, Toy Story will have came out as well, didn't it? Because that was like what, 19. The first Toy Story was like 95 or something like that, I think.
It was something
94.
ridiculous early.
Yeah.
I think Mariah Whitney duet for that movie.
For the Prince of
Scroll
Egypt.
slower. We've been an hour. We're not even halfway through. We're cracking on.
We're not even in this millennium.
Yes, let's crack on. The Thin Red Line here, someone said, I've never seen it because it's a Terrence Malick film set.
That's I know that movie's got a lot of love, and I know Terrence Malick has got a lot of love, but
It's got an all-star cast.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Like that was the dueling movies that year was what it was. Saving Private Ryan and The Thin Red Line.
Yes.
And I think all the art house fancy pants, like wanky people were like, "Oh, it's Saving Private Ryan is the better movie." It is,
It is. But then we get Chill Factor. It's quite a bad film. I watched this for the first time last year. It deserves less than 5.2. But I did not know Zimmer was involved.
Oh, I've never seen this, but I remember seeing the poster and being like, "Oh, that's the guy from Scream."
That's him.
And 30 years later, he's still the guy from Scream.
Yes.
Although, no, he's. I'm saying that, but my stepdaughter will give me into trouble for that because is he not? He's famous for being in a TV show, I'm sure, like some like Twilight-y style gangster TV show. That Skeet Ulrich is in. Can't remember what it's called.
Yes, I keep forgetting Skeet Ulrich and the other one, isn't it? Two different guys.
Who was also in As Good as It Gets, just at the bottom of your screen there.
There you go.
But he's I'm saying that's maybe doing a disservice to the dude. He's to me, he'll always be the guy from Scream. But I think a younger generation knows him as what is it called? He's in
Jericho?
a TV show. It's a famous TV show that like it's on Netflix. Like I want to say The Vampire Diaries, but it's not that. It's like a different thing.
Someone in the Shackled.
Something like that. Yeah. Someone will.
It was his fault we're starting at this time, not mine.
It's not my fault. It's my kids' fault. Blame my kids.
They could go half an hour to bed earlier. Right. There's the.
That was half an hour to bed earlier.
Riverdale, isn't that?
Riverdale, yes, that's the one. Well done, Josh. Thank you very much. Clearance rack, Johnny. I'm going to start using that. Normally, I would normally say discount Johnny Depp, but clearance rack. Clearance rack sounds even more insulting. I'm going to use that one.
There we go. We're in the millennium. Gladiator.
Are we skipping El Dorado?
Yeah, we talked about animation. Do you want to? We did. I was talking about it.
Oh, so we did. Hang on, let me find my Gladiator vinyl.
There we go. Special edition CD in the upstairs. I forgot about it.
This is a bloody phenomenal.
I had the CD off back in the
phenomenal day, score.
Who did? Was it The Insider as well?
Now this one still goes for a fair pretty penny, but I got lucky, and I was in FOP Records. I think it was FOP in Glasgow.
Yeah.
And they had mispriced this. It should have been $39.99, but it was $19.99. And when I took it to the counter and they scanned it, they said, that's actually been mispriced.
That's your fault.
It should be $39.99. But I didn't even have to say anything. They just I'll go back to me. I didn't even have to say anything. They kind of looked at me and thought, yeah, no, we can put that through. So I got this half price. Because of
it's just enough to fit up my tracksuit top. No one will ever know.
Yeah, it didn't fit. I tried. But yeah, so Gladiator, the main cue. Now we are free from Gladiator. That's the other track that will bring me to tears. Not even at the live show. Just whenever I hear it, like if I'm sitting listening to it, like I can't control it. It rolls down. So much so that even last year, or was it the year before, when Titans of Cult did they did their Gladiator 4K release, of which I have an unboxing on the channel. You can find it. Putting the disc in to watch it, and I wanted to, even though the kids are fairly young, like I wanted to show them this movie.
Kids, this is movie. This is proper
exactly.
movie. Not
exactly.
Wicked.
But even just when the disc loaded up and the menu screen's there, and the menu screen had the main theme, even just from the disc menu having that tune on it, I'm sitting there, everyone's getting settled to watch the movie, and even just from the DVD menu or the 4K disc menu, I'm starting to well up just listening to that from the bloody disc menu. So I don't think you could think of a better compliment to that track, to that movie, to that track, and to the composer than just like it being a Pavlovian response. Like that song plays, I cry. That's it's like the sun rises, the sun sets, that song plays, I'll cry.
I still haven't seen the second film yet.
Oh, do you know I liked it more than most people did, and I actually really liked the score more than most people did. I think it was Harry Gregson Williams took over composing duties. I think he did it exactly. Like that's a tough ask for any composer to follow up one of the best scores of all time. That's a big ask. So I think he's got balls just tackling that to begin with, but also I think he did a decent job. Like I'm definitely up on Gladiator 2 more than most people. I think I gave it 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Review for that is on the channel, as well as an unboxing of the vinyl soundtrack.
Michael Myers is not
which I'm sure Gareth will link to in the description after the fact, just like he's going to do with everything else.
It's going to be nothing but fucking just links to other fucking streams. Right. Mission Impossible 2. Bit of a rock one, that one.
Yeah. Even though most people consider that to be the worst, it's actually one of my favourites. It's the closest thing to a guilty. I'm a huge John Woo fan. It's the closest thing to a guilty pleasure within that realm of movies that I have. And also, annoyingly, it's the only Mission Impossible soundtrack that I don't have because it goes for stupid money on eBay, like over £150. Like and it's, as much as I love it, I don't love it that much. But it's I like Mission Impossible 2. I think it's such a stupid action movie, but it takes itself seriously. But I like Mission Impossible 2. I think when I say it's probably not my absolute favorite. I think actually probably Fallout, when that came out, that's probably took my number one slot. But look, I mean, all the missions. I think as a franchise. In fact, there's an interesting one. Is there a franchise that's got like 7+ movies that has as high a hit rate as? Well,
that is true. As the Mission 2 is.
Even if you think Mission 2 is bad, so IMDb's got it as a 6.1. That's not a terrible score.
No, that's pretty good for that.
And I would imagine every other mission in the franchise has a higher score on IMDb. But yeah, I like Mission 2. I like the soundtrack. John Woo is awesome. Tom Cruise is awesome. Dougray Scott is awesome in it. And if we didn't have Dougray Scott in Mission Impossible 2 delayed because of reshoots, we wouldn't have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, which I'm sure everyone knows that. I'm sure everyone knows that trivia, but
I think this is the film channel. All my people know that, of course.
Yeah, we all know that. But yeah, so, Mission Impossible 2 is awesome. Moving on.
Yeah, don't know that one. Right. Some sort of Spanish show he did 218 episodes for while he had the time. And funny enough, it's only over 12 months or 2 years.
Maybe it's just the Going for Gold theme tune with a Spanish guitar.
Yes. That's probably
which, now that I say it, I want to listen to.
But a lot of Gladiator stuff.
Yeah. I think that's the movie when, to go back to Gladiator, that's the movie for me when I became aware of literally the name Hans Zimmer and who he was.
I didn't pay attention to that draft.
I'd bought a few soundtracks when I was young. So Gladiator comes out in 2000. I'm 16 or 17. I'd bought a few soundtracks before that. Like I remember being given the Jurassic Park soundtrack on cassette for Christmas one year. It would have been the year it came out because I was Jurassic Park obsessed. And I think like an auntie or an uncle or in fact it was my godparents. Like they wanted to get me something Jurassic Park, but my parents were like, he's got everything. He has everything. then they said, "Has he
No
got the
such thing.
soundtrack?" And they were like, "I don't think so." So yeah, so my godparents, John and Maureen, got me the Jurassic Park soundtrack on cassette.
Bless them.
And then I had the like, and then I had the, I don't think I had the full soundtrack, but I had the track from True Romance, like, recorded off of, I think I just recorded it from the movie, just onto a cassette thing, just to old school analog style, dub it in. I've totally lost my train of thought. What are we talking about?
Jurassic Park
so,
the cassette.
So when Gladiator came out, that's probably the first time I had bought a soundtrack, and it would have been CD in the 2000s. Because I skipped I skipped mini disc. I went straight from I went straight from cassette to CD to MP3, and then all the way back to vinyl. But yeah, I remember buying the Gladiator soundtrack on CD and, like, reading the sleeve and the info and whatnot, and becoming aware of who Hans Zimmer was, and then finding out, he did the True Romance theme that I've been in love with for like 7 years. So that's probably Gladiators when I probably first became aware, like, specifically who Hans Zimmer was, as opposed to just knowing his music but not knowing him. The Gladiator one, I think, is when, and it's probably true for a lot of people. That's when people took note of, like, the brand. I don't want to say brand, but, like, for lack of a better phrase, the brand of Hans Zimmer. Who he was from the Gladiator score.
Yes, but an everlasting piece I've never heard of. I think it might be a documentary again or something.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
The Pledge. I didn't know he'd do that, but that's a Sean Penn directed thriller. Yeah. Very good thriller.
That is massively underrated. I remember, and not just because of Jack Nicholson's mustache, but, like, I remember seeing that and thinking, like, this is brilliant. This should be a bigger deal than it is. It's Sean Penn directing. Jack Nicholson with a mustache.
All star cast.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's fairly unknown.
Yes. Then we get Hannibal.
Yeah,
that's about it. Next.
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor. There you go. There's the last time I think he did with Bay.
Yeah, got a soft spot for. Yeah, I think not so much for the score. Like, it's not a score that I own or would be desperate to own, but I've got a soft spot for the movie overall. It was at the time. So DVDs had came out, and they released I've still got it somewhere, but there's a Region 1 DVD and, like, special packaging that makes it look like one of the pilots, like diary fold out things.
Nice.
It's very cool. And I remember, so DVDs had came out, but widescreen TVs were not a thing yet. The DVD was widescreen, and it's like Super Scope. It's really widescreen. So I remember watching my brand new shiny copy of Pearl Harbor on a 14-inch TV with, like,
a white line
with 70% of the 4x3 screen was just black. Big black bar here, big black bar here, and basically you're watching this.
I think,
but
VHS rental is widescreen as well.
They took great pains to explain on the back of the DVD box, it's meant to be this way.
Yes. People did.
So I was okay with it, but I remember my brother, who I shared a room with, was like, "Fix the telly. Why is there black bars? Fix the telly."
Boom. Stop going.
Yeah, he was not happy about the original widescreen presentation for Pearl Harbor.
I don't know that one. That must be a German TV show or something.
Die Motorrad Cops, Heart Unlimited. You mean you've not seen that?
No. Is it good?
It's yeah.
Making Hannibal, Invincible. Another one I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Hang on, let's look at that. Tim Roth, a film by Werner Herzog.
Oh, there you go. That explains it.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very complicated story. It's Welsh. Right. Riding in the Car with Boys. Drew Barrymore drama. Then next. Black Hawk Down, back with the Scots.
That's a good movie. That's a good score as well. It's quite nice that he doesn't it's not a rehash of previous military scores. I think
Yes.
the Black Hawk Down one, I think, has got quite a unique sound to it, more so than Crimson Tide and the other military ones.
Yeah. And back to DreamWorks animation with Spirit Stallion of the Sun.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
My nieces were quite big fans of the show that kind of came after this, the horsey cartoon show.
And then of course, I think Bryan Adams must have had a song in it. By the look of it, here I am. Next, The Ring. I did not know he did The Ring.
Yeah.
Must be a spooky one. I have to check that out.
Don't know that one. I don't know.
No, with The Ring.
Here I am.
Oh
No, no. Sorry,
the Bryan Adams.
Adams. I'm still stuck on the Bryan Adams song. Like, I mean, I know Bryan Adams, but I don't know that song.
Yeah, obviously didn't do as well as All for One, Tears of the Sun, Bruce Willis film, another African Army one.
I'm sure I heard or read a random bit of trivia that he agreed to do that if he could use the title for a Die Hard movie, but then they ended up not doing that. But he was stuck making the movie.
Yes,
I don't know if I'm making that up, but it sounds like
it's around that. Yeah,
yeah,
it's supposed to be
like that. That's too random and weird to be made up. Like
Matchstick Men. That's another Ridley Scott film, I believe. It's a very good one.
Scott, yeah, not
Nicolas
one of his
Cage. Not one of his best. Get out.
Nah,
no description for you in the channel.
What is it? And saying that, IMDb's given that 7.3, so I'm in the minority then. That would be a 6. That'd be a 6 out of 10 for me.
More Tom Cruise with The Last Samurai. That's a good one.
I thought that was a different composer for Last Samurai. Like I'm a big fan of that movie.
Well, it might be music by, you see.
Music by, yeah. So it'll be a collaboration with someone else, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then back to Jack Nicholson comedies. Something's Got to Give. See, I always confuse that with As Good as It Gets, because similar sound in my head.
Yeah.
And then King Arthur. It was all right.
Who did that? Clive Owen, King Arthur.
It's Clive Owen and King Arthur, yes, with No Tits McGee. And Ewan Griffith, I think it was. Local lad.
Are you referencing the controversy with photoshopping her bosom on the poster?
Yes.
Or are you just being generally chauvinistic?
Both.
Why can't it be both?
Yes, I can do both.
What's her name again? I'm totally drawing a blank on her name.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Keira Knightley.
Thank you. Yes, so she was turning up in a minute with Thunderbirds. No, she won't. But yes, that was a bad film.
That is a low score, 4.3.
Yeah, well, when you have Thunderbirds, but then you leave them fucking in space for an hour and a half, so the kids can fucking take over the situation.
I'm trying to remember if I've actually ever watched it. The only thing
Jonathan Frakes directed it.
He did, and I know that because this is the movie he made after Star Trek: First Contact, I think. As a director. I
can't remember now.
Yeah, or maybe not. Looking at the year, maybe not. But there's in my mind, I just remember Jonathan.
In my
Frakes,
mind, yeah, he went 1, 2, 3, and
he directed, First Contact and Nemesis, I think, and then Thunderbirds. Yeah, I think everyone involved thought that was going to be a bigger deal than it ended up being.
Shark Tale. I don't think I've seen it because it sounded terrible.
I've seen that. It's actually not bad. It's it's one of those.
Scorsese in it, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say it's one of those movies. There's one of those animated movies where there's enough in jokes for the parents to keep the parents to keep the parents entertained. Because you've got Martin Scorsese as like a bumbling henchman to henchman shark
hench.
To Robert De Niro's crime mob boss, Yeah. So that's a passable movie. There's enough There's enough in jokes to keep the adults happy.
I don't think it's a DreamWorks one though, is it? An animation. It's one of those other budget ones.
I'm trying to see on the poster. It doesn't.
And then
Uncharacteristically, it doesn't have the big studio. No, it is DreamWorks. Yeah.
Oh, it's DreamWorks. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Laura Stern instead of Laura Dern. I think it's like a Japanese film they translated in English, and maybe he composed it for that. Not 100% sure. Spanglish with Adam Sandler, a sort of serious turn for Adam Sandler.
Spanglish, is that Salma Hayek as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I saw that, but like maybe just once.
Yeah. Madagascar, this one surprised me as well. I think that is DreamWorks, isn't it? But yeah, obviously he enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
Animation.
The Madagascar franchise is not bad. It
is not bad.
And like the kids have sat through them on more than one occasion, and I have not. I've not wanted to tear my eyes out, so it's not bad.
That's a good way of doing it. But yes, Batman Begins. Here we go.
Yes.
For fuck's sake. Shut up. Git.
This is a getting logo here. This is a bloody.
Let me just show up on my multi cameras as well.
This is a bloody good score, and the vinyl release is pretty cool. In fact, that's actually what's spinning over there.
Do not play that. We'll be cut off in like 2 seconds.
No. It's the needle. The needle's not on. It's just showing the record spinning. Like,
drop that needle. Let's go. Fuck it. Go off with a bang.
This is This is a. I wouldn't say it's an underrated movie because a lot of people put Batman Begins as their favorite of the Nolan movies, but I think it's definitely an underrated score because The Dark Knight, kind of rightfully so, gets most of the plaudits in The Dark Knight Rises for the actual score, but this one is Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard. Like they both share a music composed by credit. And one of the cool things about this, which I didn't know literally until I got the vinyl, each of the tracks is named after a species of bat.
Bloody hell!
Which is
that's going beyond.
Yeah, which is going above and beyond in terms of like attention to detail. But this is a bloody good score. The vinyl release is a 2-disc set. It's brown like a bat, I guess. But this is definitely yeah. Like I said, it's an underrated score when it comes to like the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. I think all of the attention goes to The Dark Knight, which kind of rightly so. It is an amazing movie and an amazing score, but it's not even that I would say this one lays the foundations for it. I just think it's a massively underrated score because it gets overshadowed by the sequels. But very good score.
I will.
Very good score.
Check it out separately. Everyone but me is seeing Hans Zimmer in concert this November in the Netherlands. Hooray for him! Yes, hooray for Ramon. I'm not jealous.
It's so good. Like if you can get to see it, like if you're a fan of movie scores and of live music, it's brilliant. I haven't done on my ideas notepad, like on my phone, like of videos to do. Like one of them is and has been for like over a year. It's just to do a video on the Hans Zimmer concert because it's bloody phenomenal. Like
good luck
using
any of his music.
Hands down, hands down. It's the best live music gig concert that I've ever been to, and I've been to him 3 times. I think once in Glasgow, once in Manchester, and I was lucky enough for my 40th birthday a few years ago. My brother took us over to Amsterdam to see him in Amsterdam. It's honestly the best live music show by far. But I say that as a huge movie scores fan, so it's quite niche. Like if you're a huge gig fan and you love going to see like Oasis or Taylor Swift and shit like that, it's maybe not the thing for you. But if you like movie scores as a piece of music to listen to, going to see the actual Hans Zimmer show is phenomenal. And even the smaller like cover versions, cover bands that do like just random composers that just do his songs, I've been to a few of them and they're good, but the actual show with him because he's there and he's playing, and there's a rock band as well. It's not just orchestral music. There's bagpipes, at least there was last year. Yeah, it's,
yeah, that's all you care about. Is there pipers playing?
it is. It is. I only love the bagpipes.
But yeah,
Okay,
Morricone as well.
Yeah.
You got the wonderful Chef Bernardi here. But yeah, see, I'm assuming he's my channel, not yours. Wonderful, amazingly. Thank you. Yes, we'll get to the Bond later. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining.
So I haven't missed something. Right, where are we at? Batman to Little Polar Bear to the Mysterious Island. There we go. A drop in quality, I think.
That's almost a like a title lift from Journey to the Mysterious Island.
It is, isn't it? Which I guess this is before that, but this looks like another German film or something like that he's just chucked his name on.
Nothing against Germans, but we can skip that.
Another Nick Cage film, The Weatherman. I don't know.
The Weatherman. Who directed that?
I can't remember. You got the.
I think it was the Pirates guy.
Yes,
let me check. It was. I've just checked. It's Gore Verbinski, yeah, the Pirates guy, yeah.
That's weird. Goes from Mouse Hunt to what else did he do? Well, we'll get to that. Da Vinci Code. This is a pretty good one. I do like the soundtrack more than the film.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's I mean, I think like the book was such a like worldwide cultural phenomenon that like they could have, the movie could be utter garbage, but it would still be it would, and it's not utter garbage. It's not amazing,
no.
But like I think the brand awareness of it was just was at an all-time high, because they didn't. I think whoever got the rights to it and whatever studio put it out, like they were clever with how they did it, because it was like they managed to get the movie in production and out within a year or two of the books being mega famous.
Yes, not bad going.
They definitely were riding the coattails of the book. But yeah, it's one of those ones. The score is way more memorable than the movie. 100%.
Yes, the score is a banger. Ian hung out with the violin player before she went to do a solo spot at the Hans Zimmer show and saw Hans getting on the coach with her to go to his show. Nice.
Wow, that's Tina. Are you meaning like the main cellist, Tina Gio?
Yes, yeah,
or a different musician?
One of the 20 of them.
Yeah.
Then he goes Pirates of the Caribbean. Is that the second one he started at?
No, Dead Man's Chest. Oh no, wait. Yes, because the third one is World's End.
There you go.
Wait, did we miss the first Pirates movie on this list?
He didn't do it.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't know that.
No, he's mentioned he's mentioned in the sound, the music part of it, but he didn't actually compose it, I believe. That's
interesting, because the Pirates movie like makes up at least the cues from it make up a big part of his live show.
He is mentioned that he might be in the other section for that. Short, The Holiday, Christmas favorite for the ladies.
Yeah,
not there's any here, right? There you go. At World's End, The Simpsons movie. I did not know this either.
Didn't know that one either. That's a credit to be proud of. I wonder if he's responsible for Spider Pig.
I wish he was there when that gets composed. Cassie Divas, I guess it's another European thing. But then we get Kung Fu Panda. Was that DreamWorks or was that someone else?
No, Kung Fu Panda's DreamWorks. That's a favorite in our household as well. I've yet to see number 4.
I don't think I've seen. No, I have seen 3.
I've seen 1, 2, and 3. I rate them quite high. And I think number 3 is on Netflix just now. Right. So my lazy son, when he's picking a movie to watch and he's just going through Netflix, rather than like, I'm like, look at the plethora of discs that are available, and he's like, just Netflix.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda 3 is on Netflix, and that's I think 3 might be my favorite of the first 3. I've not seen the 4th one yet, but yeah.
I haven't heard good things about the 4th one.
I know. I'm kind of like, I'm not desperate to see it for that reason.
Yeah.
I feel like they may have ruined a perfectly good animated trilogy by making a mediocre 4th one. And you might think I'm talking about Toy Story.
Yes, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, same thing.
Yes.
Like,
sorry.
No, Philip Glass.
I do enjoy
big fan of Philip Glass as well. Yeah,
even though I don't like some of the films he's done, I always listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah, you find a lot of that though. Like a lot of times, the movie will be mediocre or even bad, but
Yeah.
the soundtrack, the score is amazing.
But yeah, Candyman introduced me to Philip Glass.
Yep,
Can't get enough of that one.
that's a very atmospheric score for a very atmospheric movie. Yeah.
And then The Hours is one. I don't think I've seen the film, but I love the soundtrack.
I've seen the film, but I can't think the
Nicole
score.
Kidman with the fake nose and
yeah. The score's not one. The score, I've definitely seen it, but the score didn't jump out to me.
yeah, fine. Dark Knight then. How about that one? A 9.0 for the Dark Knight.
And I would agree. And
Never mind if you've got it or not. We don't care.
Yeah, you do. Everyone wants to see it.
I don't want to see it.
The Dark Knight.
Oh, look at that bastard
with some beautiful artwork. Let's have a look at that, shall we?
Come on, this is not your channel.
So again, The Dark Knight, composed by Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard.
Aha.
I don't think it was until look at that. I mean, look at that bloody artwork. That's some sexy.
Let me just pay an extra 50 quid so we can see it in 4K.
Sorry, I'll re-upload it as a short, don't worry.
Oh, there he is.
And I think, yep.
I don't know.
I'm going to show you even more.
Oh, it's purple.
Ooh. This is the Joker variant. So one disc is nice and is a sexy purple. And then the other one.
You got fingerprints on it already.
Yep. I don't mind. I like to touch my vinyl in interesting ways.
The Riddler.
There you go. So that's the
that's just
I don't think there's something about that though. Like as much as I was talking about how much I love the Batman Begins score, and it is a brilliant score, but the overall score, the whole experience of the Dark Knight from that first cue when it's that IMAX shot of the building, and then it cuts to the back of the Joker. And he's, holding his mask, like that's from the opening cue music in that scene, right all the way to like the goosebump inducing final score.
Yes.
That score combined with the Gary Oldman monologue, combined with a shot of Batman like escaping on the bat bike with the bat pod or whatever you call it. I mean, that's cinema. Yeah, like that's pure cinematic gold. Everything about that, like the music, the dialogue, the delivery, the visuals, everything about that. It's just like there's a reason it's a 9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Some sense prevails. Yes, Michael Nyman. I like his as well. Some of the good scores there. Oh, Interstellar. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yep, we'll get to that.
Let's crack on. The Burning Plain. Don't know. Do you know it?
No.
Frost Nixon, I know, but it's one of those music composed by, so maybe he didn't do it.
The Burning Plain. Let me click on that just so we know.
Fine.
Charlize Theron, John Corbett, directed by Guillermo Arriaga. Yeah, I don't know that one.
Okay, Frost Nixon, I do know. Madagascar 2, Secrets of the Furious 5. That's a small little spin-off thing, isn't it? Video.
Yeah, that's the mini series that was on Netflix, I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess Batman Dark Knight, PS3 game. Is there one? I know there did a Batman Begins game. I didn't know there was a. Maybe I don't know. No, don't think it. The Boat That Rocked, composer uncredited. I don't know if that's a low-budget British film.
I've seen that. Is that the one with the pirate radio? It's called. Yeah, it's literally. It's called Pirate Radio. If you look at the poster.
Yes, for the Americans.
Another one where the studio's like, well, Americans won't understand The Boat That Rocked. / British people won't understand pirate radio. So
crazy. Angels and Demons. So he came back for that. I like that one better than it's CGI.
Is that the one? Is that the one with Ewan McGregor as the priest, or is that the third one?
That's it.
Right. What's the third one again? Inferno, is it?
Yeah, that's quite bad. Then he did a Call of Duty video game.
Oh, now that is a video game. I didn't actually know he did he was the composer of that. But that was my friends and I played a lot of COD Modern Warfare 2, like the original one back when. What year was it? 2009. Yeah, that was
60 years.
many hours / weeks of my life on my. I'm sure it was an Xbox 3. It would have been the Xbox 360 in those days. But yeah, that was like so many hours playing that game.
Then we get to It's Complicated with Meryl Streep, Steve Martin, and Alec Baldwin. But yeah, don't know that one. Don't think I might have seen it. But
I've seen it. All I remember about it is like there's a scene where they're in bed together and he's shaking his belly, talking about how his wife lets him eat pasta. That's all I remember about the movie.
Okay. Sherlock Holmes. Yes, I do like the Sherlock Holmes one.
I like it as well. However,
yes,
it's very piratey.
It's very piratey.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
to the point where on his concert that he's playing something from Pirates, and I'm like, oh, that's like I'm playing the whole, oh, I know that one, and I'm like, yeah, that's Pirates, but then apparently it was Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, did he do Sherlock Holmes too? Because I think that's more pirates than anything else. But yeah, Henry IV, another European film. I'm guessing at, or is that who is that? Who's that lady? Is it
Henry IV? Let's have a look.
That
is no one we know.
No, okay.
Julien Boisselier, Joachim Kroll, and Andreas Schmidt.
Pacific.
Yeah, we don't know them.
So you did the Pacific. Who else are you going to get to do the Pacific? 10 episodes.
But I don't remember. We didn't already pass Band of Brothers, did we?
He didn't do Band
of
Brothers.
That one. No.
The
Pacific. I mean, those.
Sorry.
No, those are Pacific and Band of Brothers. They're good shows. They are good shows.
Yeah.
8.3 for Pacific.
Band of Brothers
that's good.
But yeah, Pacific drops because it spends a lot of time in not at war. I want to see war, damn it.
Does it? Oh yeah, there's a lot of time with the kid who played the kid from Jurassic Park is like one of the leads in the Pacific, isn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of time with him, like not at war. Isn't there?
In Australia or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
The war bits are brutal in that, but then we get to Inception. Look at that, 8.8.
8.8. That's higher than I thought. Inception would have.
I do love that film.
Yeah, I love it as well. I don't have the soundtrack for that because that's another one that goes for stupid money.
I bet.
Like over £100 or something. So I'm, I love it, but not that much. I do have the collectible briefcase Blu-ray edition though, with the wee toy. Sorry, with the wee collectible, the wee collectible spinning top.
Which one is
it? Yeah, Inception is a quality movie. Ironically, at the time, like after Inception and then Interstellar came out, I was a much bigger fan of Inception than Interstellar.
Ooh.
Pre-children. Fast forward.
Yes.
15 years. Now, and in that time I've had kids.
Yeah.
And it's completely opposite. Inception isn't as good as I remember. Still good, but not quite as good as I remembered. But Interstellar, way better than I remembered. And it's just like that movie, like once I think if you're not a parent, you still enjoy it, but it hits different if you're a parent.
Same with Cemetery, the original one. It's different, but yeah. Megamind, back with the DreamWorks. You must have had an ongoing contract with them.
Megamind is a bloody good movie, man. That's good.
Did they do a
I don't know why we've not had a. Wait, did they do a sequel?
I don't know. I thought they were trying to do one. There was a TV show or a spin-off or something.
I think they've done a few shorts, but I don't think. I'm going to Google that right now. Did they do a Megamind 2? Megamind
skip on the shorts video.
No, there is. They haven't done a Megamind 2.
Okay.
But they should, because that was bloody brilliant.
Although it's 15 years now. Bloody hell.
Yeah. There's a line in that. There's a line in that just killed me, and to this day, I'll try and drop it in the conversation. It's when Brad Pitt, as whatever version of Homelander / Superman he is, like he's on the mic in the crowd, and someone in the crowd just shouts out, "We love you." What was his name? Anyway, we love you, Superman. And then he's just like, "I love you too, random citizen." that broke me. That cracked me up when I first saw it, and like to the point where anytime I hear that, I just That's a funny bit. That's a funny bit. Nothing to
Okay.
do with Hans Zimmer though. So
Yes.
let's move on.
Let's move on to How Do You Know with another Jack Nicholson comedy. I don't know if he was involved in all of these things, but never mind.
Jesus, I don't think I have ever heard of this movie.
No.
Jack Nicholson, Paul Rudd, Reese Witherspoon, Owen Wilson,
I know, it's got
directed
a hell
by
of a cast.
James L. Brooks. Is this
I
one of
think
those
he
movies that maybe didn't get a UK cinema release?
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, hang on. It's because it's about softball.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Mr.
but still,
Darlington, wasn't it?
that's a seasoned director and a stacked cast
Yeah.
for a movie that I've never heard of.
And it's not got a high rating either.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to watch that.
No. The Cover Up. I know, that's another European film.
Music video or something, or
Yeah. It's got high, but
short. Oh no, it's a short film.
It's a short film, okay. The Dilemma, which I don't think I've seen. Vince Vaughn comedy.
Was randomly talking about this the other day because I'm sure there's a documentary coming out on Netflix which is like the non-funny real life version of this about the sperm donor. Because I remember seeing the synopsis or even the trailer for that on Netflix, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a Vince Vaughn comedy. Like this was literally a couple of days ago.
Then we get Rango. I don't think I ever finished. I didn't enjoy Rango as a film.
Yeah, no, that was that's the Gore Verbinski Johnny Depp one.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then there's a Button of Doom. I think that's a short.
Yeah, I think that's on the DVD.
Another video game. That's
Never
Pirates
played
again.
that one.
That's
no, is on Stranger Tides. Is that the third one or is that the fourth one?
I think that's where do we get to? I think that's the fourth one, isn't it?
So you've got Pirates, then you've got
Dead Man's Chest, at World's End, at Stranger Tides. Then there's Salazar's Revenge, isn't there?
Yeah, so that one. Oh yeah, because that's directed by Rob Marshall, not Gore Verbinski. So that's number 4 on Stranger Tides, I think.
Right. Yes, I believe so. So yeah, short. Kung Fu Panda 2 again. Standing Up for Freedom. I think it's another short.
Yeah, don't know that one.
Jealous of the Birds. So about Germans.
Not heard of that one. There's not a lot of info on IMDb about it.
No? But 8.2 somehow. No,
it's a documentary.
I thought so.
Yeah, the Holocaust documentary.
Yeah. TV series Curiosity. No. 1 episode.
Curious.
Yes. Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, that's a short. Sherlock Holmes 2.
Game of Shadows. You did that
14 years. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the third.
Yeah, I feel like we should have had a third one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened. Like maybe the second one didn't make as much money as they were hoping, or because I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. and what's his face, the director, Guy Ritchie, talked about wanting to do a third one.
Yes.
But alas, it has not happened, and it's 14 years later, and Robert Downey Jr. is going to be busy with Marvel for another 10 years. So.
But yeah, he did about 10 movie scores and shorts. Well, he's credited.
Yeah, that's a lot.
They might just use his music and that's credit him. But
very prolific.
Madagascar 3, another Simpsons short, Dark Knight Rises.
I mean, that's worth a chat, I suppose. I think this is the first one. So the other two, he shared credit with James Newton Howard.
Right.
Whereas this one, which I don't, did I buy? I don't think I've got a copy of that one.
Oh,
no, I don't. No, I don't. I know. I'm not actually like. It's my least favorite of the 3 movies, and it's my least favorite of the 3 scores. But I think the third one is the first one that he had solo credit on.
Right.
I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. But I mean, it's still a good movie. I mean, what does it have on IMDb? It's got 8.4. So I think it's
broad.
Yeah, it's like I think at the time everyone was just so hyped for it, but when you look back at the trilogy, I don't think many people would argue against this being the weakest of the 3, but it's still a great movie.
It is. I do always enjoy it.
To say that it's not as good as The Dark Knight or Batman Begins, it's like that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not bloody phenomenal. It's just good.
Exactly. Don't have one of his soundtracks, so which one would be his best?
Ooh. Okay.
Here we
Right,
go.
Gareth, take a break. So
I'll go to bed for an hour.
I would say the best overall score, like if you're wanting to listen to a score from start to finish, it would be Gladiator. I think the score for Gladiator does tell you the story of the movie in quite an impactful and emotional way. Like you can sit with no visuals and listen to the Gladiator score from start to finish and really feel it. So I would say the Gladiator one if you're only going to listen to one. Other favourites would be the True Romance one, but really not for the whole score, just for 2 or 3 cues. And then the third one I would go would be either The Dark Knight or Batman Begins. I would say if you're very aware of that franchise, I would go with Batman Begins score. If you're not that familiar with the franchise, I would go with the Dark Knight score. So number 1 would be Gladiator, number 2 would be True Romance, and then joint third would be choose between Batman Begins or The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, or Backdraft or Interstellar or Inception. They're good ones. But
Ooh,
yeah. See?
Interstellar is the one he's went on record as saying Interstellar is his favourite of his scores.
Wow.
And that is a phenomenal score from start. You know, that is a really good score as well. But I'd probably put that at number 4, and then Inception number 5.
So yeah, we've got the Bible TV miniseries from 2013. I didn't know about.
Wait, what?
You know, I got the soundtrack to that one on your vinyl.
I do not have the soundtrack to the Bible. That might go against my my atheist tendencies.
Then we got Man of Steel. I forgot about Battlefield. That's that bit where he takes off for the first time is fuck's sake, there it is.
This is yeah. This is one of my favorites in terms of like an individual cue. Oh, look at that! Now that's Superman. Come on.
I thought that was
Nothing
you
against
for a second.
Nothing against the new guy, you know. We'll give him a shot, but
we'll give him a shot, but we'll see.
That's Superman. Yeah, the score for this, especially. So what you know, it's track 4 on side B on the vinyl. What are you gonna do when you're not saving the world? I adore that piece of music, and this is the controversial part. In fact, I'm going to bring out the
no, you don't.
The artwork as well.
Like John Williams Superman soundtrack.
Well, you know, well, that's next door. In fact, there's a video I did about the John Williams Superman vinyl graphic novel release from Mondo, which is very cool. You've got it comes with the vinyl soundtrack, but you also get the graphic novel sequel, or the graphic novel version of Superman 78 in one box. But anyway, the score for Man of Steel, the main theme, the main cue, what are you going to do when you're not saving the world? I would put that above the John Williams original.
Oh,
I know,
man.
Sacrilege, but as iconic as the John Williams score is, I think it's quite dated. And I'm going to go one step further. If you were giving me the choice to sit down and watch Superman 1978 or watch Man of Steel, I'm going to choose to watch Man of Steel.
So
and we're not finished
on the floor, and you're kicking him while he's down.
Well, he is in his 90s, you know. But we're not done there, Gareth. We're not done there. We also have
look at
these beauties, limited edition CD steelbooks, not one but two.
Why not?
Of the Man of Steel soundtrack. So this is for the CD fans. I don't know why they released two versions. It's the same disc
to buy them, I guess.
Pretty much. It's the same disc. It's the same booklet, but one of them is red, and one of them is silvery black and grey. But it's a beautiful piece of if I bring it, if I take it back to this and put it up here,
that's a nice black block. There you go. Oh, it's showing off now, embossed.
Like the embossing and the debossing on these is pretty phenomenal. Like,
Oh,
I
wow.
wish the movie version of the Steelbook was just this design.
Yeah, CD
because
Steelbooks. What the fuck, says Michael Myers.
they are, yeah, no, CD Steelbooks, of which I think there's only 4 in existence, and I think I have them all. So I've got these 2, and then they did it for you've got CD Steelbooks for the first 2 Guardians soundtracks as well,
Makes sense.
which I've got next door. If I'm missing any, let me know, and I will spend money.
No, I'm gonna have to. People are calling for help for you because of your dissing the job with the
I know that's I know. Look, I don't dislike the Superman 78, the Christopher Reeves one, but I've given the choice. I'm going to take Man of Steel.
Okay, before you embarrass yourself, let's go to Mr. Morgan's Last Love. It looks like it's a Michael Caine film from 2013 that I don't know about. But yes, cracking on.
I'm just reading the comments here. Ian Grant says that would be even better if it was for the John Williams Superman soundtrack. I know. I fully appreciate that I am probably one of the very few people in the world who prefers Man of Steel to Superman, both the movie and the soundtrack. I get that. But, screw you guys.
Yeah.
I love
You're
it.
being eviscerated. You're losing subs. You're hemorrhaging.
I know. It's clickbait. It's just clickbait.
Now, The Lone Ranger. I do like that film. And the score, because he turns, was it like a 3-minute piece of music, was William Tell Overture, into a 20-minute action theme.
I've seen that movie. I don't remember loving it that much, and I don't even remember the score. The thing that comes to mind when I first think of the Lone Ranger movie, ironically, is Mark Wahlberg on a talk show talking about it. I don't even think he'd anything to do with it. Like, I don't think he was in talks to start or anything like that.
I don't remember him in it.
But I just remember him talking about, because there was talk, like, it was like a stupidly expensive movie, right?
Yes,
like,
it was
very expensive movie. And
Over
I just remember him
yeah.
on a talk show. And I think it might have been when he was drunk on the Graham Norton show, which is quite a funny episode. But he's basically saying, it's 2 guys on horses. How is it costing 300 million?
There was a lot cut out.
Yeah, I can't. Well, so I can't think of anything else.
The action scene at the end was probably the 20-minute action scene at the end probably cost.
Yeah, I mean Johnny Depp was probably 20 million of that 200 million.
Yes. And
to be fair,
it didn't need the old age Johnny Depp character either. I will admit that.
I can't even remember that part of the movie.
Exactly. Let's crack on then. 12 Years a Slave. Yeah. Never mind. Don't know that one. 8.1, that film. I've never seen it.
You've never seen 12 Years a Slave?
Nah. It's more like a comedy to me, I guess. But
it's good. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I have heard that, and I do like the main guy. I can't pronounce his name though.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah, Chewy. I think he likes to be called
Chewy. Yeah. Chewy.
But yes,
that's. I mean, you need to be in the right mood to watch it, because it's like you said, it's not a comedy. It's quite a tough watch.
Yes.
It's like, it's whereas Django was made for entertainment, whereas this was made for more of a socially conscious social commentary movie.
Exactly.
But no, 12 Years a Slave is very good. And I didn't actually, again, if I was doing a mental list, I probably wouldn't have connected the dots for Hans Zimmer being the score, the composer, scorer. Rush. I did know he was the composer for that. That's a good score. That's a good score.
Good film.
And very topical as we're getting that was probably the last big budget fictional F1 movie that we had.
And it didn't do well, but it's got 8.1 as well. So,
which is a shame. It is a good movie. And the Steelbook for it, not to, talk about Steelbooks again, but, I love Steelbooks. It's a really good Steelbook. Like, it's quite a minimalist design. It's just like the plain red. I think it's like a close-up of either the car or the jumpsuit. But like the titles, like it really is like really heavily embossed. It looks really good. It's a good Steelbook.
Nice. New York Winter's Tale. That's that. I think the Cinema Snob did this because it's like a Christmas film. It's a really bizarre fantasy type thing, I believe, with Colin Farrell.
Hang on a minute. This is weird. So I'm looking at IMDb the same way you are, but on my page it's just called Winter's Tale.
Is it the?
But it's called A New York Winter's Tale on yours. Is that the one? Is that the Colin Farrell movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I've
it's
seen that. That's a bit of an oddity.
Yes, that's what I heard. It was
Yeah.
only a winter's tale, but a David Essex would improve it quite a lot.
Aye. And there's
Right.
like, does Russell Crowe play the devil or something like that?
I think it's something like that. Something weird.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's an odd one. It's an odd one.
Then we get Son of God, which is obviously a sequel to that TV series he did. I did not know he did the Amazing Spider-Man 2 either. I don't know who did the first one.
Ah, did he? Because he did.
Says he did.
It was James Horner did the Amazing Spider-Man, and that's my favorite. That's my favorite. But the original Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield one, that's my favorite Spider-Man score.
I have to check
That's
that out.
I was literally on a Geeky Vinyl Soundtrack Facebook page. I was literally chatting with someone, I think either today or yesterday, about that. Like James Horner's score for the original Amazing Spider-Man is a massively underrated score. But yeah, I didn't know him. I assumed he did the sequel as well, but evidently not. That's interesting because you're carrying on. You're carrying on a lot of the same themes and a lot of the same motifs into the sequel. So yeah, interesting.
Yes, I guess. Gerardo loves the Spider-Man score. I have to check that out because I can't remember. I'm not a fan of the Danny Elfman original trilogy score. It sounds very similar, but yes, there we go. Interstellar, fight time. Now, No Time for Caution. Fuck off. Might be my favorite piece of music from Mr. Zimmer. Is that on that one? But I don't know. It's not on some.
Which track?
No Time for Caution.
Let's click the check.
It might be on there. It is.
Okay, side E.
Side E.
Yeah. What's really cool about this?
Expanded edition.
So this is this is the expanded edition. So this is three discs, 3 records. Something I didn't know until I listened to it for the first time. I don't know if this camera will focus on that, but on the actual records, you don't get side A and side B.
Morse code, is it, or something?
Again, being Nolan, you get Morse code. So if you're randomly looking at the record, you're like, which is this A, B, C, D? You need to fucking learn Morse code to pick that up.
I did not want to be educated to play.
Yeah, my only gripe with this with this release is that it's not like got a funky design or the discs aren't colored. That's my only gripe with it. But other than that, it's a very unique score.
Nice.
It's got lots of info on it. The behind the scenes making of, there's a borderline feature length documentary on just the making of the score, because you've got this guy, who I don't know his name, but you see this just looks like just your everyday church organist.
Yes. I was going to say like the organist.
And he probably was, but he's now part of this like historic, one of a kind. Yeah, I would say one of a kind. Like film scores. It's it's brilliant.
I did forget to mention that he does use such interesting instruments for his music. Yeah,
and it's So the score. Someone else, someone in the comments was asking which scores would you recommend. So I didn't put Inception as like the top 3, but it would definitely be it would be number 4. Yeah. I think of all, and I'm sure Hans has said on a recent video that if he was to pick a favorite, his favorite would be Inception. And we've talked about certain scores from certain composers from different movies can sound similar, like John Williams, Superman, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. There's a lot of similarities in those scores. Hans Zimmer, we talked about, The Rock, Pirates of the Caribbean, Crimson Tide, Gladiator. There's a lot of crossover sounds with them. Inception is start to finish a unique score. It doesn't sound like any previous work of Hans, and it doesn't sound like any subsequent work from Hans Zimmer. It's a standalone piece of film music in the best possible way.
There we go. And on that bombshell, we'll go to Women of the Bible, which will
That's a good sound, mate.
Sons of Liberty.
That's definitely getting clipped.
History Channel, Sons of Liberty, another wartime thing. Woman in Gold. What's this?
I don't know that. I don't know that one.
7.3 though.
Directed by Simon Curtis, starring Helen Mirren, Ryan Reynolds, and Daniel Brühl.
Maybe I've. Is it another wartime drama or post-wartime drama? I think.
Weinstein and BBC Films present.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, Chappie.
Never heard of it.
Didn't like
He
that
had Chappie? What the fuck?
I thought I got you on as an expert. You're worse as me.
That is random.
Yes, I know.
Hugh Jackman with a borderline mullet. I remember that movie.
Probably a boxing champions TV series. Thunderbirds on Minecraft TV series. What the fuck? I guess some of these probably just use his music and get credited, I'm guessing. Shorts. No one free. The Little Prince. Freeheld. See, look at this. 2015. He was just chucking things out.
Yeah.
Now we have free music.
Don't know that.
Shorts.
Don't know that.
Batman versus Superman. With a bit of Wonder Woman as well.
So this is I do like this score, but it's not of all the Hans Zimmer superhero scores, it's probably not my favorite. And not ironically, but he shares full credit with Junkie XL, who now goes by Tom Holkenborg, who on Man of Steel, Junkie XL is credited as additional work or additional music by, but he doesn't get like an above the title credit on Man of Steel, but he does have a credit as a music contributor on Man of Steel. But by the time they get to Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, he's fully credited right by Hans Zimmer. This one, it's not one of my all-time favorite Batman scores / Hans Zimmer scores. But this is a nice release. But I think the way you look at it is Man of Steel is amazing, and then you come to this where you're merging both composers, and I think they've more or less talked about this, where you've got two very different voices in Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL, and I think that works to the detriment of this movie in terms of its score, because if you were to ask me to hum a cue, you ask me to hum a cue from Man of Steel, I can do that easily. If you ask me to hum a cue from Zack Snyder's Justice League, I could do that.
Ooh.
Whereas this one, I don't think I could, and I think that's because you've got two top of their game composers trying to work together, but delivering music that doesn't fully mesh. Whereas Man of Steel, even though Junkie XL, Tom Holkenborg, is credited as a contributor, it's a Man of Steel score. And it's the opposite for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Hans Zimmer, I think he's credited as additional, because obviously they use some of the same themes. But the in terms of the new score for Zack Snyder's Justice League, that's all Tom Holkenborg, that's all Junkie XL. So it's more of a singular voice. So Man of Steel has a singular voice in Hans Zimmer with a little bit of help from Junkie XL. Batman v Superman has them both to its detriment. And then Zack Snyder's Justice League is Junkie XL, and it's his singular voice. So yeah, lost where we're going with that. But yeah, Batman v Superman. It's a heavy. It's like, is it 2 or 3 discs? It's one of the ones that it doesn't get played that often. Oh, hang on, let me go back. I forgot. We're totally skipping one. We're skipping Wonder Woman. It's a trifold. I totally forgot. That's not a good shot of him.
I was just going to say that's not. I've never liked that shot of him.
Yeah, that's like that doesn't do him or the character any favors.
Blue steel.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, it's definitely a good looking trifold vinyl release. But of the Snyder trilogy, as they say, it's probably my least favorite score and my least favorite movie.
Well, yes, I can answer that. Why did you say that name?
Yeah. We actually did a Snyderverse trilogy on January 1st, January 2nd, and then January 3rd, because my boy had wanted to see them, but he never watched them. So we made a big deal about that because everyone was off work, everyone was off school. So that was good fun.
Yeah.
That was good fun.
Right, crack on. Blast through this last bit. Last 10 years. Last Face, don't know. Short.
Which one was that? Last Face? Yeah, I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
Inferno. It's just what's it? Robert Langdon third film, which isn't very good.
What's the story with that one again? So Angels and Demons is the one with Ewan McGregor as the
I
priest.
knew you were going to ask that. I couldn't tell you. I've only seen it once.
I know I've seen it. But
isn't it?
I cannot remember anything about the movie.
Yeah. Hidden Figures. I haven't seen it.
I've seen it. It's all right. That's the one where it's like the African American mathematician ladies helping
help
NASA.
the space race.
Yeah. It's an okay movie, but again, if Hans Zimmer did the score, it wouldn't be one I would like remember it for.
But yes, he did Planet Earth 2 for the BBC. 9.4, bloody hell.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's like it's a visual feast, as they say.
I've seen the trailers. Boss Baby, this one I didn't
know. Boss Baby. Big Boss Baby is a staple of the household here.
Oh right. I've only seen
less so the movie, but the dozens and dozens and dozens of episodes of the animated series that is canon with the movies, to the point where we'd seen the original movie a good few times, but we saw all of the episodes a good 2 or 3 times because both the younger kids really like the Boss Baby animated show, and then the sequel came out and it was big disappointment. The animated series on Netflix is better than the sequel.
Oh bloody hell! Right, throughout the wormhole component, 33 episodes of that. I don't know if some of these things you might just do the intro to the TV shows.
Yeah, I mean, someday when you're on top of your game in the way that he is, like you could probably knock out a 30-second TV jingle while you're on the toilet, like you know.
But yes, Dunkirk. I don't think I can remember the music from Dunkirk. I didn't think it had much.
Oh, it's quite understated. It's one of the ones that almost blends in with the sound design quite a lot.
Right.
But it's quite like you talk about it on the DVD or on the the Blu-ray and the 4K disc, that section of the making of, like it's like a mathematical like composition,
right,
in terms of how it fits in, because you've got the three different strands in that movie that play out at three like an hour a day in a week, and the score kind of like the rate and the percent. I'm not describing it well. They do a better job. They do a better job of explaining what I'm trying to explain on the DVD featurette. So watch that. But it's I do quite like that score. I haven't picked up a copy of it yet because again that's another one that goes for stupid money on eBay. Like I keep haggling with this guy who keeps trying to sell one of the limited edition copies. He's trying to sell it on eBay for like 80 quid, and I keep offering 40 quid, and he keeps knocking it back. But then it keeps not selling, and then it gets relisted again, and I get the notification because I've got the notification.
Take the fucking money if it's been
like every month that it doesn't sell, and then it automatically relists on eBay, and I get that notification. I keep throwing 40 quid at him, but he's not having it. One day it will be mine.
It will, yes. And then I'll find it get snapped in the post. Shorts, The Road of Love. Don't know that one.
No, never heard of that.
Blade Runner 2049, of course.
I'm going to guess it's a documentary. No, it's a short film, and that it's 57 minutes long.
Yeah, that's a bit of, I guess, anything under 80 minutes.
Looking at the credits, it looks like a non-English language film. So,
now the Blade Runner
2049. There we go.
I don't remember the score for that much.
Yeah, I think he does. He does do a part of it in his live show, but it's not one. I've just realised I've done down for some reason. It's not one that stayed with me. Like I couldn't.
Yeah, it didn't come up on any.
Yeah.
Best of
8.0. That's a high score for.
It is. I do like the film. But yes, there we go. Live in Prague. I did watch that sounds great. But yeah, Blue Planet 2, 7 episodes, same thing. Believer, that's another, like you say, probably a documentary or something on this.
TV movie.
Ah, yeah.
Yep, never heard of it. Don't know it.
Yeah, these are just videos. Widows. I don't know. Didn't know he did Widows.
Widows. Is that the one Liam Neeson is one of the husbands that dies? Spoilers.
I remember the TV. There was a TV series in the 80s called Widows that was the same. It was about a group of women of gangsters, dead gangsters.
Yeah, it is. I've just checked. Yeah, it's Liam Neeson is one of the husbands. I think I don't know if I've seen that or if it's one of those ones where the trailer pretty much shows you the whole movie. So I don't think I've ever. It feels like I've seen it, but I don't think I have. I think I just saw the trailer.
Yeah, Hollywood and Fiona. It's one episode about him.
Ooh, I didn't know he did Dark. I didn't know he did Dark Phoenix. That's a stain on an otherwise pretty impressive CV. Is Dark Phoenix the worst of the X-Men movies?
Yes.
It's either that or New Mutants.
I haven't seen New Mutants. I've seen.
You're not missing much. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to call because I don't know. I think I would probably say New Mutants is worse, but Dark Phoenix is still terrible.
But at least he didn't do New Mutants, although it might come up, yeah. And then he came back for Lion King 2, or was he just Lion King remake, or did he just recycle his same stuff?
I think a lot of it was pretty recycled, but
I guess that's the bit everyone likes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the photorealistic remake of the Lion King. It's pretty soulless. Like you can't. It just loses whatever magic the animated version had when it's like photorealistic lines. It just and the same like the Mufasa prequel suffers from not only the same issue but also it suffers from the same thing that every prequel suffers from, in that it's a prequel.
Yeah, we already know who's going to survive.
Exactly, yeah, and the twist reveal about which characters are which in Mufasa are signposted from like the first 5 minutes.
But this is an interesting one. The SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run,
which I have not seen. But
no album.
Being a Hans Zimmer fan, if the opportunity arises to grab that soundtrack, I'll grab it. But that would need to be in the sub £10 category before I bought that.
Oh yes, I'm gonna guess it's probably not very.
Once it's in the bargain bin, if it's got Hans Zimmer's name on it, I'll get it.
And then we get the Hillbilly Eulogy, which is
there's a lot of shots happening here.
Yeah, well, it's 2020, so you didn't have much.
Josh Salmon just said, honestly, looking out the window would be better than Widows. So yeah, I think it feels like I saw that, but I must have just watched the trailer.
Yeah, I think it's someone famous uglied up, isn't it? But then you got Wonder Woman. 84. He didn't do the first one, but he came back for the second.
Yeah, he didn't, but he did. He's credit. Obviously, he did the Wonder Woman theme, the electric cello.
Yes,
that one. So he created that because that's from Batman v Superman. But who did the Wonder Woman score? Because actually, the original Wonder Woman, not the Abomination that is 1984, but the one before that, is a good movie. It's one of the best of the DC EU, like 13 or 15 movies or whatever it is. Wonder Woman 1. That's a good movie, and the score for that is really good as well. One of the cues from that is on my favorite movie scores playlist on Spotify.
Ooh.
It's the one I can't remember what it's called, but it's the piece of music where, like, she's with Chris Pine, and they're in the trenches, and they're stuck there, and Chris Pine's trying to explain, we can't move, and then she's like, well, yeah, watch this, and then she does her thing. But the music cue at that point is that whatever that's called, that's on my movie scores playlist. It's a favorite, definitely a favorite, but not a favorite enough that I remember what it's called.
Then we get Boss Baby 2.
Yeah, the animated show's better.
Yeah, then Dune Part 1, of course.
Yeah, big fan of big fan of the scores for both
Right.
Dune movies.
Right.
Not a big fan of the movies.
Oh yes, I remember this.
Yeah.
Carrying on before we lose any more people.
Yep, but move on.
The Survivor, I don't
I
know.
took enough. I took enough hate for my Dune. For
His
my
first
Dune
Bond
2
film.
review.
Yes. Put all your hate into that if you got some comment Jimmy about that one. No comment is a bad comment on that.
Yeah. So No Time to Die.
Yes.
I think at any time. I mean, it's the Bond theme that you remember. So like,
it's the Bond
even
thing
though
you remember, or what was it?
Even though you can put your own, even though every composer puts their own spin on it, it's still the Bond theme. Like, so it's not.
Or they did have two times they used All the Time in the World, didn't they, for a few bits?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
I remember.
I think that was probably like, I imagine Hans Zimmer just wanted to do a Bond film, but it's never going. It's never going to be regarded as one of his best scores.
Definitely not.
And neither is Army of Thieves.
Of course, bloody hell, yeah. The was it sequel or prequel to Army of the Dead, wasn't it?
Is it a prequel to that?
Is it? Or am I thinking of something else? I thought it was about.
Oh no, you're right. Sorry, yeah. I'm thinking Army of the Dead. But that's actually Army of Thieves is the prequel to it. Yeah. Wait, so did we miss Army of the Dead, or did he not do it?
He didn't do it, I guess, because this was a straight to. Yeah, they're both straight to streaming, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I never actually shows. This is the one that like focuses on the safe code breaker from Army of the Dead.
The zombie breaks out, and that was the only spin-off we had because it was all this.
Yeah, I never actually watched it. Was it any good? Did anyone watch it?
I don't know. It's not really worth watching because nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
So
again, it suffers from the thing that every prequel suffers from.
Yeah, he's going to be all right.
The Unforgivable. I don't think I know that one.
No, Sandra Bullock.
No. Don't know
Top
that
Gun Maverick, though.
So I don't own this one yet, but I will.
Yet.
I will. That's. I mean, again, it's a quality movie, but you're not going to remember it for the score.
Like, no, I watched it the other day.
All the music that's memorable is from the first movie.
Yeah,
like
the Harold Faltermeyer stuff.
Yeah. But the movie I think is brilliant, and the 4K disc is like a reference quality 4K disc. Like
that's good.
If I want to show someone what the best of a 4K disc can look like, there's two movies that I'll go to. One of them is Top Gun Maverick. Like if I want to show them, here's a modern movie on 4K, and this is how amazing it looks, I'll show them that. But if I want to show them how good a 4K, how good an older movie that's been properly restored and and released in 4K is Jaws. Like the Jaws 4K for a movie on film in the 70s. Like, and there's a featurette on how they like the level they went to literally clean the negative and rescan it and touch it up frame by frame. So Top Gun Maverick, good movie, reference quality 4K disc. Forgettable score in terms of the new music. It's pretty forgettable.
Yeah,
because all you're going to do is think of the original. Like you said, the Harold Faltermeyer theme.
Yeah, maybe he didn't bother doing it too much with that one.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
The Sun, I don't know that one. Looks like a drama.
Oh yeah, that's the. I think that's so there's two movies that came out in the past 5 years. One's called The Father, one's called The Son. I think they are a sequel, prequel to each other. I've not seen either of them, but I think this is the second one. The first one is the one that Anthony Hopkins, I'm sure, won the Oscar for, called The Father. And then this one's called The Son, and it's Hugh Jackman. But I've not seen them, so I'm not sure how. I don't know if they're direct sequels or just sequels in like spirit type thing. But I've not seen either of them, so don't know if the movie's good or what the score's like.
More TV, miniseries, Mr. Beast. Oh dear, that must be just. He must have just used some of his music.
Yeah, just revamped the Going for Gold team.
Are you there? God, it's me, Margaret. Yes,
haven't seen that one.
The short, The Creator, didn't see it yet. It's just a mixture of.
I didn't know he did the music for that. That was the creator. I mean, it looks stunning.
Looks stunning, yes.
But I thought the story in the movie was just flat overall.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bother with it. Because
and the more movies I see John David Washington in, the more I think you're not that good. Like,
no.
I mean, like Tenet was, Nolan fans, of which I am one, like, will defend Tenet, but no one understood it. But the creator, it looked great, but it was quite hollow and soulless, I thought. Ironically, given the content.
Yep. Dune Part 2. Is it any different
even
from the first one?
Yes, I think it is. I think
doesn't have bagpipes.
Oh, do you know what I've got? I haven't unboxed it yet, but I do have. It's up there. You can't see it, but I haven't unboxed it yet, so it's not part of the pile. But I do have the score for Dune Part 2. I think the score for Dune Part 2 surpasses the score for Dune Part 1, even though there's enough of a crossover for the Oscars to disqualify it, or make.
Is that
or
what
make
they said?
Yeah. I think it's something like. I think it's like 20% or more. I can't remember, but they've got they have a formula, and apparently there's too much from Dune Part 1 score wise in Dune Part 2 for it to be eligible for the Academy Awards. So there you go. But I think that I wouldn't have thought that, because I think I didn't buy the score for Dune Part 1. Because I just didn't like the movie that much, even though I did like the score. But I really liked the score for Dune Part 2. Didn't like the movie. But yeah, that's Dune Part 2. Wow, 8.5. I really am the only one on the planet that doesn't like that movie.
Well, I haven't watched it second time. The first one I've watched about 5 or 6 times. I've only watched the first one once in the cinema. I haven't got around to watching it again because I wasn't that excited in the cinema by it as it was. There you go. There's your Kung Fu Panda 4.
Which I've still not seen, but 6.3 isn't a ringing endorsement.
For Bleeding Fingers Music, he did the Tattooist of Outfits TV show, Ghosts of Rain. Maybe they must have used. I guess it says composer if they're credited and paid him. Something. Eden. I've never heard of it.
Nope. I was going to say was Kung Fu Panda 4 his last credited movie, but evidently not. So, wow. Eden is a Ron Howard directed movie starring Jude Law, Anna de Armas, and Vanessa Kirby, and I have never heard of it.
I have never heard of it. It came out last year. How the hell does that get past anyone?
That obviously definitely didn't get a UK release then. Oh no, wait, hang on. Coming soon, April 3rd, 2025.
Aha, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Just the awards.
IMDb is playing fast and loose with years.
Twilight of the Gods. 8 episodes. Is that an anime again?
Blitz. That's the Apple TV series, isn't it? Or was that?
Yes. That's the movie, isn't it? Where the
Oh, it's a movie. I thought that was a series on Apple TV, but it's a movie.
Yeah, it's about the Blitz in London during the war when the young kid goes missing.
So that's him working with Steve McQueen again, who worked with him 12 Years a Slave.
Of course.
Yeah.
A short video game, Dragon Age of Elgard. Must be about 100 of those games by now, isn't there?
Yeah. I think that takes us up.
So now, we go. We're caught up.
There we go.
I guess I must use something else of his for one episode. But he's only got 5 coming up. Dune 3, something, TV series, Lord of the Flies movie. Oh no, TV series. F1, that's the one we want to hear.
So F1 will be his next cinema released score then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. It doesn't say. I guess it's
because June
months away.
June Messiah still has that even been has that been officially announced?
Yeah. So it's
I don't know if that's been officially announced.
No, I don't remember anything about it being
considering how much money the first 2 made and how much everyone apparently loves them. I imagine we'll be treated to a third Dune movie. The latest comment, Mr. DeGenzi, the Man of Steel is a complete mess of a movie. I will find you and I will hurt you. There's no way
you can hide from a greased Scotsman.
I will exactly. Yes, you can't hide from you cannot hide from a greased up Scotland with a Superman Scottish themed jumper on.
I should have worn my Welsh one for this.
Oh, have you got this with the Welsh leg?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
But it's a t-shirt, not a hoodie. But yes, watch yourselves.
It's not a mess of a movie. You're a mess of a person. I'm only
Honest
joking. I love you.
opinions. Yeah,
I'm not.
we're all fans, all hearts out to everyone. Isn't it? Right. We're gonna wrap this up.
So I've talked about, before we wrap it up, Gareth. So I've talked about at length my favourite Hans Zimmer scores, but I didn't really give you a chance to talk. So I'm going to shut up and let you talk about your favourite Hans Zimmer scores.
Well, I guess it's The Dark Knight, definitely. Gladiator, of course, it's a token one. Definitely Inception, Interstellar, that Backdraft, because it was like my first.
Right.
It was about 5, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you were to pick one, like, cause I can't remember who commented it, but the way they phrased the question was quite interesting. They were saying, like, if you'd never heard Hans Zimmer before, which score would you recommend?
Oh, that's a tricky one because helps if you see the films, I guess.
No, but I think that's the point that the question asker was making. Like, take the film out of it. Like, what score? What piece of music? What album would you recommend?
Well, I think it's yes, that's a good one. I think probably Gladiator, like you said, because
that's my answer. You can't just steal my answer.
Oh, I can, because it's his best thing, isn't it? Because, like you said, it's not connected to the film. All the other stuff sort of flows with the film, whereas the Gladiator one. But yeah, all right, yeah, going for gold. Ian says that as well.
There you go. Ian concurs.
There we go. I should know mine. I've seen about 150 years films. Is that Jess? Oh, they're all about Jess Franco films. Perverts. Right.
I totally missed that reference. I don't know what that was.
He's a 70s director that mostly does softcore videos.
So you're very familiar with his work.
I'm very familiar with his work and his wife. I've seen a lot of his wife.
But yeah, that is quite the credit list.
It was a lot of surprises.
However, I would not want to do that for John Williams because that would be a 10-hour live stream.
Yeah, starting off with the westerns, going into the disaster movies, then the Spielberg years.
Did you see the? Did you watch the Disney Plus documentary on John Williams?
I did. Yeah, it was a lot of ass kissing, as people said.
Yeah, it was good, but it was very fluffy and one-sided. You know.
I guess maybe he is that nice.
But then again, maybe he is just, a flawless, genuinely nice human being. Yeah.
Whether they do the same for you in a documentary, I don't know.
I mean, it's less of a documentary and more of a Crime Watch episode. That's why I'll flee the country and come and hide in Wales.
You're not welcome in Wales.
That's not what the sheep said.
Oh, straight to the sexist, racist jokes.
Of all the times we've done live streams, that's the first Welsh sheep joke I think I've made. You're welcome.
Thank you to the Scotchman, Jimmy, for joining me tonight.
You are very welcome. You're very welcome. Apologies to everyone who I offended by saying that Man of Steel is a better score than Superman 78. Yeah. But I said it and I stand by it.
So now you bring it up again. Great.
And I'm bringing it up again. I am dying on that hill, goddammit.
Oh, no. Well, what about this one then?
I like Superman Returns more than Man of Steel. I mean, you're wrong.
No,
but
yeah,
I like Superman Returns. I think Superman Returns felt so much like a remake of Superman 78, but it pretended that it wasn't. Like the pace of Superman Returns is so slow. Now, the pace of Superman 78 is so slow, but that's a product of its time. Superman Returns, for a movie that was made in 2005, it's a Superman movie that's very slowly paced, and it's a Superman movie where Superman doesn't fight anyone. He doesn't throw a punch. He makes a couple of saves, but it would be at the bottom. I'd probably rather watch Superman 3 than Superman Returns.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, we've reached the midnight hour. It's midnight.
Oh yeah,
Sure. So yes,
bang on
again,
2.5
thank you,
hours. Almost
Yes.
like we're TV professionals who scheduled it on the hour.
Yeah, I scheduled it for an hour, not. But at least Andy enjoyed all 6 hours of it. So yes.
Yes. Thanks to everyone who listened to us rambling and me commit YouTube suicide by talking about Man of Steel being better than
dissing Dune 2 and Superman 78 and many atrocities.
Dune 2 is rubbish. Man of Steel is better than Superman 78. What else can I say to alienate myself?
Flip that, right? It's a brief summary of that. Technically, it was a brief summary because my original idea was to play clips.
Yeah, I mean, with 400 credits, 5 seconds per credit, that's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they had ninja banter in the chat while we were talking. Right.
Of course.
We're going. I'm going.
Right.
Jimmy can stay on if he wants.
No, Jimmy's going to bed. Jimmy's tired.
Jimmy tired now. All right. Take care, everyone.
Jimmy tired.
Good night.
Thanks.
And this way.
Ladies, leave.